The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What's up, everyone? I know we haven't uploaded a video in a long time, but we will be back on YouTube on Thursday night, March 16th with some exciting new content. So make sure you are subscribed at youtube.com/thebodcast. You can also find us on our other new home, rumble.com/thebodcast, where we have actually been going live for the last few weeks. The interview portion will now be on my other show, Getting Blunt with Keith. So lots of more content will be coming your way.
We will see you live on March 16th.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I'm so
Jesse, hey, don't be scared.
We'll get through this.
I smell pot. You smell it? Yeah.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
First time
Caller.
First time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First time listener, long time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
Just one hit, then I gotta go.
You asshole.
What's going on, everybody? Another Saturday night, another Modern Comic Mayhem. We have a fun show tonight, you guys. We are joined by the one, the only Swagglehaus Comics to talk about his new Kickstarter. Where, let me ask the question just to start off. Just this quick question: yes, no, and then I'll get through the rest of the shit. Is this the Swagglehaus creator first?
In comic books, yes, it is.
Fucking A. All right, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, along with a lot of other things. You guys, we've got James, we've got Richie, and joined by a long-time standout on the show that hasn't been here in a while, that doesn't, the one half of Hive Comics that doesn't fall asleep on camera. Jonathan. What's going on, brother?
What's up?
Yet.
Oh no. I don't fall asleep.
Everybody was calling me last week going, dude, what the fuck? Did you just forget to tell to kick James out? I go, no, dude, it was perfect, man. It was perfect.
Like just having a nap time, a little
Yeah.
nap flash.
Like we were hoping somebody was like, your kid was gonna walk in with like a shaving cream and play that shaving cream trick where you put it in your hand and touch your face. That would have been fucking classic. But
Well, I've been out in the sun all day, and like you know how that goes. You're out in the sun all day. A couple of beers hit you like a couple of dozen.
Yeah.
And I was so exhausted. Days and days of like mediocre sleep, and then out in the sun all day. And like, yeah, I was primed for a mid-show nap.
See, I've always had the opposite. Like when I would go to the river and get wasted and had Havasu, I could drink 1,000 beers and they would just go right through me. I would never feel.
Nah, I can't, dude. That heat just does something to me.
Yeah,
I've had heat strokes so many times though. I just feel like it treats me weird.
No,
that's dedication. You still showed up for the stream, you know?
Yeah.
We're also going to talk, you guys. We got some great comic book spec talk tonight. We're going to talk FOC. Richie's got a bunch of good shit to talk about, like always. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, Richie finally pulled the McClay. He did it. You guys.
I do it all the time. What are you talking about?
So before the show, check out this jewel that he ripped off camera for all you guys to freak out about. Yeah.
Father's Day blue or Father's Day powder blue Julio Rodriguez trophy second season card. And I didn't think it was that big of a deal because I've pulled like Dylan Cease Father's Day blues, like a Mount Castle Father's Day blue on second season, even freaking or a Mother's Day pink on somebody's second. Anyways, I just checked this card. This is like a $500 to $600 card right now.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Crazy. Another cool thing, you guys, Bogcast, the return to YouTube. It's been months, and we're stoked to finally be back. We don't have to worry about that third strike, hopefully. So, and you guys all know the pain of that. That was a long wait, but YouTube has made changes. They have seen the error in their ways, and they have lightened up on the cussing.
Really?
Nanny bot TOS. You still get you still get limited ad play and the dreaded yellow symbol if you cuss in the first 7 seconds. If you say the F word a lot, you get limited also, and you could get a strike. I think, but I can't remember. Wow. But the guy in the terms and conditions guy who did the YouTube video updating us about it from Google or YouTube, he said the F word a couple of times in the video. So I'm crossing my fingers that hopefully things are changing for the better over there. I know that when this channel, like if we could just revert back to like 10 years ago when this was the Wild Wild West, when this was actually like Rumble is now, but with better cool things. Mickey, what do you think about Rumble? Are you over there yet?
I'm not. I've thought about it though.
Like, I love it.
It's just
I love it.
One of those things where like, I mean, you know, Brian, like it's going to be a lot of work, right? To like upload here and there and do the whole thing. And that's why I haven't really done it. But, you know, part of me just thinks like, well, just at least start my YouTube over there and have like a couple videos and, you know, you never know. Right?
Do it, bro. Do it just so you can get something going. Like you can set it up to where you just send your current video over there every time. So when you get over there, so we got lucky at the Bogcast. We had been sending our videos over there, our uploads over there for the last year and a half.
Right.
So we didn't have any live shows. So we just started doing the live shows over there, and it helped us out because we had at least a couple people there to help us get to that first 50 follower thing, and we could just go live right off the bat. So that being said, you guys, this Thursday the 16th, Bogcast, new and improved, gonna be a lot of fun, so make sure you guys check it out, youtube.com/thebogcast or rumble.com/thebogcast, and you guys know you can always find that in my link tree. Also the Spotify playlist, you guys, the Spotify playlist, the Beyond Wednesday Spotify playlist is available for everybody out there that wants to see that playlist. I am going to add that link to the YouTube description right now so you guys can check it out. Basically, the songs that we play every week on the show, that's where you can find those songs. And people have been giving me ideas for it. So I think I'll add a couple songs to it this week. Make sure you guys check it out. Keep giving me those ideas. I like the 46 and 2 idea the other week.
Yeah.
Dude.
Is that something to do with Tool?
Yeah, bro.
That's the Tool sound.
It has everything to do with Tool.
Everything to do with Tool.
How many times have you seen live?
I've seen
Probably
Tool live like
6,
30 times.
Yeah.
You know what's dope about Tool? I love, like, I don't know if you guys ever spend much time like watching people listen to whatever song for the first time. You know,
Right.
I love that Tool has become like one of the go-to, like, hey, listen to this band, because a lot of people
big
don't
time.
know how
Yeah.
sick they are. you
Yeah.
know?
Radiohead was like that for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, I got a good story. The last Tool concert I went to out here in Phoenix, and the show just starts. Maynard comes out, he sings one song, and right at the start of the second song, you just see it out of the corner of your eye. You see this bottle coming back from like 30, 40 rows. This bottle hits Maynard square in the fucking nose, bro. He walks off stage for the rest of the show. Okay, he doesn't come out until they play like 6 more songs. He comes out on the 7th song and just stands there, and then he goes, "You guys can thank that guy for throwing that bottle for this performance," you know. And I don't blame him, dude. Like, he was pissed, dude. Like, he got smacked right in the nose. But other than that, man, Tool is great live. But
So he just went off stage and sung his shit off stage.
no, he didn't even sing.
I would have gone back to the green room. I would have done the same shit.
That's what he did. He didn't even sing, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't even sing. Which wasn't bad. I mean, it's still cool to hear the guy.
Yeah, it's amazing music.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Tool is fucking great. I remember one of my favorite all-time cool Tool memories is when I was in high school and I did a fuck ton of mushrooms, and that part in Anima, the song where it's the lightning, or like the lightning and the thunder and the baby crying, and I'm in the back of a car and we're going down this mountain in this winding road, and all I'm hearing is that, and I'm tripping balls. It was like a mind-blowing experience. And that's how probably a lot of people, that's how a lot of people's
Dude, your voice
life
just
with
shook
Tools
when
is.
your mind.
That's how good it was.
That was
like,
awesome.
Amazing.
reliving that shit.
So, anyways, that being said, podcast March 16th. Make sure you guys check it out. Fun show on the Hot 10 last night. Shout out to House of Stein. Very interesting to talk about Blank Canvas again. It was nice to see that book is selling, and shout out to Television for that one. Did you see that, Jonathan? Did you see that new book?
What's that?
That Blank Canvas book. AI helped with AI tools to create the book. It's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. We talked about it the other week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I
I
had the guy
haven't
on.
checked it out, huh?
Yeah, you gotta check it out, bro. It's cool. Selling for $80 on the secondary market, which I like that.
Wow.
That's very cool. That being said, it's not a creator first for Television. I think his creator first is Little Bitcoin, but we do have a creator first to talk about tonight, you guys. Shout out to Swagglehaus to go and pull off something that a lot of people in this community have wanted to do for a long time, and probably have never done it. I know a lot of people are thinking about it, but it's pretty cool, man. You created your own comic book. Tell us, like, how long have you been thinking about doing that?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thanks for setting me up for it. But if you guys don't know, like, obviously I have my YouTube channel and I talk about comic collecting and do the whole thing. But outside of my YouTube Swagglehaus persona, like I work in film entertainment. I do a lot of screenwriting. I write for a lot of video game companies and animation, and I've done scripts and screenplays and things like that. And this was just one of those things where I was like, hey, I've never done a comic book. I love comic books. I'd love to kind of dip my toes into it. So I figured, as I was doing my YouTube channel, I just started working on one. And so kind of dove into it. What it basically is like kind of a throwback to, the golden age sort of detective stories of old, kind of a pulp adventure, Lovecraftian universe sort of thing. So, if you're kind of into the Agatha Christie detective style of comics and that sort of thing, I think you'll really, really dig it. And so I wrote the first 6 issues, did the first, arc of the story. We've already completed issue number 1 as far as like writing it, lettering, coloring, doing the whole thing. So I set up the Kickstarter, which is just to help kind of raise some funds to get the printing done and get it fulfilled. And if, people dig it, if people like it, then I can complete the series and, go from there.
Let's take a look at the trailer real quick. Hold on. Let me just play this.
When did you hit, how many hours in did you hit fulfilled?
So it launched on Wednesday and we fulfilled by Wednesday night. So I
That's
did
amazing.
get, yeah, I was blown away. I had a lot of anxiety the night before thinking, no one's going to buy it, but sure enough,
is this 30 days? Is that enough time? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I know what you mean, man, but to hit that in that first night's got to be, that's crazy, dude. That's really good. That's really good.
For sure. Thank you. Yeah. It was a big sigh of relief. And so now it's great. Now it's, I mean, the work's, there's a lot of work still to do, a lot of work to, from here, but at least I know it's like, okay, cool. Like there's some interest and, now I can get it in people's hands.
Well, it's cool to know you have that support within the community. I mean, look at your average. I mean, your average, if you look at that, it's like your average is damn near $100 per dono. I mean, that's pretty huge. That means there's a lot of people that definitely have a lot of faith in what you're doing, and that's
you've already gotten to 13, awesome. Almost 14,000, bro. Holy cow, you're already over your 10,000 goal.
Out of 143 backers, that means almost $100 per person. Like that's massive support. Like, that's really crazy. That's
there's a couple, there was a couple bigger tiers in there, to really
of course
to help get it there. But and luckily a couple of people bought into that. But like, it's awesome to see the support. So if people want to go check it out, see if you're into it. And there's some there's art pages and stuff if you scroll down, and there's variant covers and things of that nature. So some cool stuff I think in there.
Yeah. How long have you been thinking about doing this?
So I actually wrote this probably a year and a half ago, but it was one of those things where I felt like, maybe if there's more of an audience, I'll be in a better spot to actually make it happen. But, with my YouTube channel and stuff, I kind of felt like, okay, like maybe there might be some interest in this. And so I started working with an artist, I'd say about 8 months ago, just to, just get in touch with people and see, hey, are you interested in this? And then I'd say the last 4 or 5 months, really kind of picking it up, picking up steam and really, really making it happen.
Did you have an idea? Did you have an idea about the story that you wanted to create for a while, or is this just something that you guys figured out in the past couple months or something like that?
Yeah, well, it's I'm a big fan of the Lovecraft universe and sort of the pulp adventure storytelling. And one of my things is, with Lovecraft, I think there's a lot of great material out there for it, but it can lean very, very, very horror gory centric, which is totally cool. But I think that there's also a place that can be more of sort of your adventure, mystery novel, Indiana Jones style. And so I really wanted to kind of lean into that vibe. And so I kind of had some ideas of how to bring in some characters into a world and make this, pie in the sky idea would be this could be what Walking Dead did for zombies, what maybe something like this can be for Lovecraft, where it's you have a very clear okay, this is an entryway into what this universe is, and then the stories that can come out of that. So that's kind of where it all started.
That's cool, bro. That's really cool.
How many issues is your plan run, or are you playing an ongoing, or are you doing it by story arc basis and seeing how it goes?
Yeah, so it's I did the first arc, which is 6 issues. I've written it, and then I've outlined the next 6.
Smart.
And so to me, it's I understand what I would want to do with it. And my goal, at the very least, is to finish this first arc. And then if there's enough interest, I would love to keep it going. So yeah, that's kind of the plan so far.
That's dope, bro. That is really cool. That's smart that you planned it out, a little bit.
That far ahead. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because then if that train's rolling, you don't have to take a hiatus.
Right.
And that kills a lot of ongoings and a lot of series that were originally planned for 6 to 8 issues. Is that hiatus of a few months? Whereas if you've already got it planned out, you can see a couple issues in, wow, people are really digging this.
Yeah, totally.
Let's get the final product ready, and let's keep 3 months ahead, 4 months ahead, and that's perfect.
Yeah, and that was part of it too, where it's I knew once I put it out, it's I can't hide from anyone.
Yeah.
With my YouTube channel. So it's I at the very least have to deliver on, the first arc of it. So at least I know that I can give people what I feel like is going to be a good story to start.
Is it science fiction?
It's like I call it like noir thriller horror kind of thing.
Kind of like it reminds me of like Ed Brubaker, like Fatale type.
Yes.
I love that book. I love that
Brubaker is definitely my favorite comic book writer, so he's obviously a huge inspiration and stuff. But yeah,
that's a great writer to have your work assigned side by side.
I'm not gonna say my work is side by side with him, but I'll say,
right.
Dude, he made Bucky cool.
Yeah. I would strive to
That's
be
a great point. That is a great fucking point. I've never thought of it like that. He made Bucky cool, and Bucky wasn't cool. Yeah. That is cool, man. That's cool. I love it, man. This is badass. What's it like getting to your Kickstarter goal that fast? That had to feel good.
Oh man, you had to have celebrated that night.
Yeah, well, it was a huge relief, right? Because like, again, like I already mentioned, like going to sleep that night knowing it was coming out tomorrow, I was like, oh man, like maybe this might be embarrassing, like as soon as I got someone who pledged that wasn't my mom, I was like, all right, cool. We're getting somewhere.
You should add a retailer tier so we could do a variant for it.
Boom.
Yes, you should. We should talk. Yeah. We need to talk.
Sure. I mean, well, look, I'm going to do number 1. And so when it was successful, I hit up my artist and I was like, all right, we got to start working on 2 and 3. So we're already in the production for that.
Let me ask you a quick question, Swag. So when you said you were like kind of in the 11th hour, in your own words, you got kind of nervous, right? This might suck. What did you think of, or what was your mindset to get over that? Were you like, shit, I've already shown my life on YouTube. What could be worse kind of deal? Or
it's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I've definitely worked on some cool things and felt the pressures before. And so this one was maybe a little bit weird because it's under this umbrella that is, I guess, like a Swagglehaus, as opposed to my name being, Mickey Finnegan, like a Mickey Finnegan thing. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, I just figured a couple of buddies, that I Instagram message with and DM'd with all the time were just like, dude, don't worry about it. Like people are going to support, man. Like I'm going to buy one. Don't trip. So I had friends that were reassuring me that it'll be all right. That was helpful.
Yeah.
Did you have any of the tiers in mind for like the collectors out there? What would you suggest would be the best tier that's still available for like the collectors?
Well, so funny you mentioned that, because the like ratios and the print count and all that stuff was something I thought about from a collector side of things. Even with cover A, where I was like, okay, even if you just decide, hey, I'm just going to buy 1 copy cover A right now, like, what's the advantage of doing this versus maybe someday later I see Swag at a con and I buy it there. And so like, even thinking, okay, I'm going to watermark the cover for cover A that are Kickstarter specific or something that makes it like, okay, well, clearly this is a rarer version of cover A.
Smart.
So hitting those elements. And then the other variant covers are limited to a certain print count. And I don't go so far as to call them like 1 in 25s or 1 in 50s, but effectively that's what they are. And then, but as far as your question, your tier, the higher you go up, the better, value, quote unquote, you get. But I'd say right now, like what seems to be popular, like the $20 tier, it's like effectively it's a 1 in 25 cover, and you get a regular cover, and you get a digital copy. So, for all those out there that don't actually want to touch and read the book, but want to read the book, I'm going to send everyone a digital copy.
Yeah, you're getting 2 books and the digital copy. You don't even have to. You could just put those books away, hide them. Don't even ever touch them. Get them graded. Whatever you got to do. Don't open them. And you can read the fucking. You can read the digital tier. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm feeling a little under the weather. I've caught a Josh's comic books cold, and I might say the F word in weird places tonight. So, but.
You caught Tourette's.
I caught Tourette's, yeah. The $20 tier is nice. I see some of the bigger tiers. I saw the original art tier was gone instantly.
Yeah. So that was kind of one where it was like a little bit of a bigger tier to help get the things across the finish line. So I sold some. I bought some of the original art pages off of my artist and then put those into it. For those who are into the OA stuff. So that was helpful. But those ones sold out actually pretty quickly, which was great.
Talk about your artist. What's the deal? Where'd you get him? Where'd you find him? Where'd you see him? How'd you meet him?
Yeah. His name is Santiago Espina. He came at a recommend from like a friend of a friend who is kind of like an indie comic writer as well. But he had worked with him on something. And I just thought his art was dope. And I was like, hey, like, can you put me in touch with this guy? Like his work's amazing. And, you know, I was stalking him on his, you know, Insta and his, comic art website and stuff. And he just had like a really cool, like gritty style that felt like he'd be good for this. And so I just reached out and hit him up, and he read the script and he really liked it, and he just took on the project. So he really did an amazing job. And then the variant covers are one is done by Sean Chen, and Sean Chen's like a big artist. He's done like Iron Man and Batman and Wolverine and stuff. So I just happen to have a personal relationship with him. So he helped that out. Another one is Pascal Campion, who's got like a huge, very, very specific style that has that one other variant cover. He's got a huge following, and also had a relationship with him. And then the other guy who did the EC homages, his name's Lucas Kettner, and he's working right now on, there's a book out there called Count Crowley. And I was just in my LCS, like looking at covers, just being like, oh, who's dope? And his art just stood out to me. And I just cold emailed him and was like, hey, I think you could do this. I think you could do a really awesome job with this. And he was willing to take it on. So that's how the team got put together.
That's cool, bro. That's really cool. Have you had any exciting people reach out to you to kind of congratulate you or say that they saw it and what they thought about it?
I mean, definitely some people in my like outside YouTube life that are comic fans, that are film people. So they were definitely super into it, and a couple of them like were supportive and backed it and stuff, which was awesome.
Hell yeah, bro. That's cool.
So if you're Mickey Finnegan, then where does Swagglehaus come from? Sorry.
Well, not long story short, in my film life, I started my career by directing lots of music videos, and one of the artists I worked with back in the day was an artist named Soulja Boy. If you happen to know Soulja Boy.
Yeah. So you're a producer by trade,
a director and writer.
Oh, cool.
And so I made a music video for him called Pretty Boy Swag. And he was like, and so we were hanging out, we were filming the video, we were doing the whole thing, we got along. And then at some point he was like, man, Mickey's like, you got swag, man, but you got like nerdy swag, you got like a swaggle. And that's he said that to me. And so Swaggle became like my gamer name. So for a while, like, or any video game I played, like Swagglehaus was my name. And then
that's what.
And then Haus is like house, so House of Nerd Swag is what Swagglehaus means.
Yeah, I figured that was a gamer tag at some point.
Yeah,
right. That's funny.
So Jonathan's been wanting to shoot a music video for like a year.
Yeah.
So we should link up on that. But
sure, I got a good resume I can send to you.
Yeah. What games do you play?
My main game for a while, but I haven't been playing much, was League of Legends for sure. Got my fair share of League. I love all the Blizzard games, so I've played, Diablo, StarCraft, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, all that stuff. So mostly PC stuff, I'd say.
Are you a Destiny fan?
I never got into it. I like it.
I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about the streamer.
Oh, the streamer? No, I've seen some of his stuff, but like,
dude, the only reason I bring him up is because like I'd never got into League of Legends, but I saw like how addictive that game was because he would stream that game constantly, dude. And dude, I think that might hold the title of the most addictive game in gaming history. Like,
oh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
League is crazy for sure. I mean, it says something that what's his name, the FTX CEO plays League while he's doing his meetings and stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. I love those type of games where like you can play them and still do other stuff. Like I've been every show I've ever done, I'm over here playing World of Warcraft. You guys just don't know it.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm just joking.
I love WoW.
I do too, but
no, he's probably not joking because I know he multitasks back there, and then he always gets a little.
Yeah, I love mining for gold, you guys. I gotta go.
You gotta farm it out,
I gotta go
it's
farm
like
some gold. So I love that shit. Anyways, good stuff, man. I'm really stoked for you. I think that this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see where it goes. And I could see a lot of cool exclusive variants coming out for this. I can see a lot of interesting different types of content coming out of this. Do you have any plans for like animations or any type of digital content? What's going on there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, there's definitely some kind of like vendors and companies and potential things I've kind of explored with it already, like with the people I know in like the film world and even other publishers and stuff. Like, obviously it's like something that I'm doing by myself for now, but at some point, like, the potential to partner with other studios and stuff, start to sort of have those conversations. So hoping to, just do everything I can with it.
That's dope, bro. That's really cool. How does Kickstarter work? Can you like continue upgrading it? Because I know some people will do that. Like if they hit their level quick enough, they'll like add a new level onto it and add something cool to that. I mean,
this is my first Kickstarter campaign, so I don't really know if I don't as far as I can tell, like on the back end when you're looking at it, what my controls look like. There's no like specific tabs to add stretch goals and stuff. But I think what people do is they say like, hey, our initial goal is 10. If we get to 15, we'll include whatever, like a print or whatever. If we get to 20, I'll make a trading card and do that whole thing. So I didn't set it up that way, but at the same time, like now that we're at this point, I've already like been like, okay, we gotta hook some people up with some extra good stuff. So
yeah,
I'm already working that.
It's promissory on the back end is a lot of how that goes. Like, hey, we're going to do this for you. We're going to add coins. We're going to do this, whatever. So,
I see doing that stuff all the time is Van Sciver. I always see him doing some crazy Kickstarter for that frog book he does or Salamandroid, and he's adding like 10, 20 new things a month to it. So the only problem with
Garrett does that a lot too with his.
The only problem with that is like you just keep pushing it out. Like, can you fill the initial thing and send like the initial thing out to people? Because like I don't want to wait 3 years for a Kickstarter to end because you keep adding stuff to it. And that's the other thing. For all those people out there that don't ever send their Kickstarter stuff out, even when you do make it, you guys suck because that happens all the time. And I know Mickey won't pull that shit. You better not.
It hurts.
You'll be on Comic
Drama
Drama
Alert.
Alert.
Find me.
Yeah,
you'll know where to find me on my YouTube.
It'll be Mickey's first time on Comic Book Drama Alert.
Yeah.
Not as a gift.
Well, Brad Selden, the Esquire, like I call him, he has a really good question. He wants to know, when is the Whatnot variant coming out?
No Whatnot exclusive. There's none. I'm not in there. Didn't get the call. Hey, can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
For you guys and anyone in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for issue 1 and that whole thing, but obviously from our side of things, we're used to like the single kind of floppy issues. That's kind of like the space we like to collect in. A lot of the other comic book Kickstarters, what they'll do, like that space, like even Ethan Van Sciver, like who you described, like they come out big. Like they just hit you with like, oh, here's the large format. Effectively, this is 6 issues. That whole thing.
Please don't.
So my question would be like this: what if it was like issue 1 was that floppy thing, right? Everyone likes to collect issue 1 of what an indie or whatever, and then for the people who want to finish reading the story, like, should I just do 2 through 6 as like a trade?
Ooh. No, I think you do 1 through 6 as a trade, but you make 1 its own thing.
Okay.
And you just don't equate. You just imagine that everybody's already read 1 because you distributed 1.
Yeah.
Don't make a trade without issue 1.
Yeah, that would.
I get where your head's at, and that's an interesting concept, right?
Well, what if it was like I went
way
to
more collectible, right?
What if I went to Last Ronin format where it's like 2 and 3 were, that Last Ronin,
we're like the
larger size format book.
Yeah, don't ever do that because IDW screwed that pooch so goddamn hard it turned into a cat.
Here's another thing. I think that kind of pisses like certain people off in the collecting world also, because like a lot of us are completists in a way. Like we want all the issues to look like we like when they look similar. Like just like when you get like hardcovers and all the spines like go together and they look cool together. We all like, if you're gonna start off with a floppy, end with the rest of the floppies. Like always put out the floppies. But
all right,
trades are amazing. Always do trades.
Yes.
If you've got 6 issues planned, buy like
add extra shit to the trade. Add like in between stories or a prelude.
Yeah, for
extra
sure.
R, whatever you got to do.
Aren't trades on fire right now?
Oh yeah, big time.
Dude, trades are for indies. Trades are on fire because a lot of people can't. A lot of these unknown or lower known indies, like guys can't get issues 1, 2, and 3. We missed Swagglehaus's Kickstarter. How do we get issue 1? Maybe on issue 2, he goes, well, listen, if you guys miss issue 1, here's a tier. We can get issue 1 and issue 2, right? And that continues on. And that's great. But at some point, people are like, well, I've missed like the first 4 issues, but I've heard this book's great. How do I get it? Oh, that's cool. In 2 months, I'm dropping a Kickstarter that's got the trade. And everybody can get... But guys like me, like... And I feel like I speak for a lot of collectors right now. I don't read comics. I don't read floppies anymore. I stopped reading floppies because the way the industry turns, they can be so valuable in a hairpin. My floppies get bagged, boarded, put away. I read trades. If you want to get me interested as a reader into your next story arc or the story arc after, then a trade is a requirement.
Yeah.
And you look at what Image has done. Look at sales values. Image books hit, Image issue 1s or Boom issue 1s, right? They generally hit after issue 6 has come out and the trade comes out. Because a lot of those readers, a lot of indie readers, they read the trades. Because they know, because there's how many instances do we have here of issue 1 indie books going nuclear? How many? Yeah. Like dozens and dozens and dozens, right? So who's reading an issue 1?
Well, that's why even when I did my Kickstarter, because I was looking at what other people did, they do like
you were saying, distributing it digital. It's brilliant.
To me, it was like, I don't want you to have to read it.
Yeah,
the actual book. I'll let you read the digital. You know,
and it creates readership straight out the gate.
Here's another thing, bro.
And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
Foil number. Gold foil number, bro.
Distribution. Like, this is the way it should be. Digital distribution of comics should be done this way. Buy the issue 1, you have a code on there, and you can read it. Imagine the followship that comes with that, like with comics. Like, if the first 3 issues you could always read digital. Imagine what that does for comics. People get a little bit of a taste.
Right.
You know, and it's perfect. So I think the way you're doing it is brilliant. I think it's perfect. And you know, if the story is written as well as I'm sure you can write and you have written in the past, and the artists are brilliant. I mean, this project's going to be insane. Like Jonathan said, build us a tier, build a tier that me and Jonathan can do a Hive Comics exclusive, and we're going to put a top tier artist on it, and we want to jump on board.
Shout out to Kal-El with the $20 super chat.
I'm looking at Jonathan
like Brian's not a fan of that. Right.
Swag, best of luck with the Kickstarter.
Thank you, Kal.
I forgot you had that in there.
Yeah,
my
bro.
God.
Yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know, the guys that are on the show don't see any of those things. So all they hear is just a big fart. They don't see that somebody just donated money or anything. So it kind of.
I wish you could replay that because I was like,
I can replay it, dude. Yeah. So,
but no, seriously, like, there's a lot of retailers I think would be very interested in your project as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. I think everything that you've said so far is, I mean, man, I at least as a comic collector, I'm hopping in there. I'll be buying a copy. I'm gonna be reading it. I'm gonna be enjoying it. So,
yeah, definitely. We'll talk after the show.
Watermarks and foil numbering, bro. watermarks and foil numbering. And don't ever, like, if you decide to sell the number ones and then reprint more number ones later, make sure that you put some new foil number or new watermark or new something on it, so that the people
100%.
The people that always got that first one.
Yeah,
No,
I feel the pain. Like, I know from the other end of it. So to me, it was something I thought about quite a bit.
Yeah. Chad Cave says, "Are we calling individual comics floppies now? Are we taking?"
Yeah, they're floppies.
Yeah, they're floppies. I think that's what they've always been.
They've been floppies for years.
Yeah.
Is that the first time a lot of people have heard that?
Hey, man,
that's pretty common.
Just
I always say
clear,
that.
when you're talking trades,
floppies.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. 76 live right now, joining us tonight. We're talking about Swag's new Kickstarter. You already met his goal, but that doesn't mean you guys can't get into it. I will drop another link. AOA has been dropping links in the chat. Appreciate you, AOA. There's also, we'll put the link in the description. Very easy. Just go. You can even just type Swagglehaus Kickstarter and it'll pop up. But check out the links. Good stuff. Also, you guys know already, his YouTube channel is the shit. You guys are probably already subbed there. If not, go sub up. It's one of the best in the game. And let's get into some comic talk real quick.
Yeah.
Some interesting things I saw this week. Did you guys see the Joker? I'm glad Swag's on for this, because I can geek out with another like film guy. Usually when I geek out about film stuff, I'm geeking out with my best friend Keith, who does the podcast with me. And we talked about this last night or the other night on the podcast. And that was the new Joker movie scenes that have been dropped on Twitter recently. And what's really cool about this is I always love the fact that, like, when there's people out filming film, you get to see what the behind the scenes stuff that you don't normally see and how movies are made. Yeah. And to me, that's the most fascinating part, is how movies are made, especially if you're on a set or something and you see like, oh shit, it was really good this week, man. It was really cool to see a couple scenes. This is them shooting on the streets of LA, which is interesting. What up, Josh?
That's Lady Gaga running 100%.
No, I don't think so. That's
no. I could tell those thunder thighs from Stars Are Born.
There we go.
No, I was in love with that chick during that movie.
Right.
I even cried, but every time I seen it.
Dude, that is interesting. The interesting part of this is that the two Jokers running behind him, like, you have to ask yourself, right here, check this out. The car comes in. The first car, it doesn't show him being hit, right? Well, the cool thing about this is they reprint that, or they not reprint it. Jesus Christ, they reshot that. Right? Check this out. Here's the reshoot, and from another angle. And remember how weird it was where that guy like just jumped out of nowhere? Well, you can see why in this angle, which is pretty cool. And I love how they're playing music.
I love this clip when the car hits
the camera handoff.
Right there.
Ooh.
See, you didn't see that first car in that first shot. Right?
Well, it's because they needed a clean follow-through shot, right?
Yep.
Dude, I would love to be. How would it be to be a stuntman and be like, yeah, so today you got to jump and crash into a windshield?
Oh, they love that stuff. Yeah,
they fucking love it, right?
Yeah, they do.
I would love that shit.
Yeah.
If I looked like any famous person ever, I'd be like, hey, can I do all the stunts? I know how to rappel. I know how to skydive. I know how to get hit really hard. Let me do this shit.
Kind of rare to see some, superhero film behind the scenes not on green screen these days.
Yes. Yeah. That's a great point.
It's really cool. And I think I love that, like, I feel like there's a lot less NDA when it comes to live filming than I feel like there used to be. I feel like there used to be like this whole like, hey, just don't. And now it's like, hey, it could go viral, so please do.
Right.
So you get a lot more like behind the scenes photos of people like coming out of the makeup tents and stuff, even on film scenes and stuff. And like, I think that's cool. I think it's really cool. It gives us a little insight to it. Plus for the company, I mean, dude, this is free advertising.
Right.
You know, I mean, and that's awesome.
If you listen to it when you're watching it on Twitter, you can hear like they're playing like a song or a cadence in the background. And I wonder if they do that to like kind of give everybody the timing of the shot. Like they play
or
like
drown out the background noise so they can add in after the fact.
Something. It's interesting.
We've got somebody Swagglehaus. What do you say to that? You've been on set a couple of sets, right?
That's interesting. I could, if it is like, maybe it is like a little bit of a cadence thing. Like they're almost kind of running in rhythm.
Yes.
See them like they're all taking like the same footsteps. Like it might be like, hey, this is the song to the scene. Like let's set the, like everyone get in the tone, you know?
Yeah. That's badass, man. So here we go. All right. Do you guys know the name of the movie? How do you say it?
Joker 2?
It's not Joker 2. I wish it was Joker 2.
I guarantee you. No. I beg to differ. I guarantee it releases as Joker 2.
It's Folly.
I think they have been playing. I think they've been playing a big troll on everybody for the last 6 months, and it releases as Joker 2, and Lady Gaga has a 5-second clip in it.
That'd be awesome.
And it's not a musical, and DC was just like, hey, let's fuck with people because this will be fun.
Yeah. Well, you know, the cadence
what
thing.
If it hurt? It doesn't hurt anything. The theaters are going to be full the first weekend, and then after the first weekend, everyone's going to be like, oh, by the way, Lady Gaga's not in it, and it's not a musical. And then the second weekend, ticket sales go through the fucking roof. Like, it doesn't hurt them at all to be joking about all this because it's the Joker.
I'll laugh my ass off if the whole movie is sung. Every single line in the script. I will laugh.
I hope not. There's no way that it's actually a musical.
It's like a full-blown musical, like Annie. Like
for sure, it's like a hey, we have Lady Gaga, so we're gonna do like one song or two songs, you know, whatever.
Yeah, like a Star
there's no way it's a musical.
Yeah, dude, I would laugh so hard. It would be the greatest troll, and oh man, that would be awesome. That would, you know, how you're talking about the green screen thing. I feel like Todd Phillips isn't like that type of director, right? He's not. He's kind of like that really that grimy type stuff. So, man, it's very interesting. All right, what are the odds Brian Callen's going to be in this? Do you guys know about Todd Phillips and Brian Callen? They're best friends.
Comedian,
yeah.
Brian Callen?
So Callen is in every Todd Phillips movie. He's like Todd Phillips. What's his name for Raimi? Bruce Campbell. You know, Bruce Campbell's in every Raimi movie. It's like, it's like that's what Callen is for Todd Phillips. So if you remember, Callen was in the first Joker. He was one of those other clowns when they were backstage getting ready. But anyways, Callen kind of got canceled, so it'll be interesting to see if his friends stick by him. Folly Adieu. Which means, Jason says it means delusional or mental illness shared by two people in close association. Ooh, that's interesting. That's a little play maybe on Harley.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, shared psychosis, says Chad. That is badass. Maybe that's why him and Harley are so close. So it will be interesting to see how they play the Harley angle, how they do it. You know, if they do that type of thing where, you know, play off of that, they're both super psychotic. And how did she get psychotic?
You could argue that Batman's that second psychotic, right?
Mm.
So, I mean, it does fit. It fits in all of the DC.
I'm
not saying that they'll change the title. Okay, I'm not saying they'll change the title, but I think this whole like it's going to be a musical shit is bullshit. That's all I'm saying. It's bullshit. It's not going to be DC was joking, and there might be like one or two musical numbers that are like hallucinations or something other than that. But like, no, DC's not fucking. They're dumb, but they ain't that dumb. You know what I mean?
Bro, I want to hear Joaquin Phoenix sing, dude.
I'd be down.
What are you talking about? Johnny Cash. He sung in Johnny Cash.
Don't ruin my dream.
He sung in Johnny Cash.
I'm not saying I'm not down for it.
I'm the Joker. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I doubt that.
Hey Hood, you still retired? Because I got like 20 books to send you.
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Actually, I was putting in some work right now, man. I just finished this guy's books, man. They came out really nice, dude. I did Comic Man Andy's. I got them all gray bumps. So
hey, fold them all in half for me and tell Andy that's from us, and then I'll send you a bunch of books.
No, I already he already got them back from CGC.
No,
so he had a couple of Ultimate Fallout.
You could still sneak into his house and fold them in half.
What's that?
I said you could still sneak into his house and fold them in half. I know his address.
I do too.
People, hey, I want to be honest. This is a real problem in comics. People forget that shit.
Oh yeah, that's why I have a PO box, bro.
After you've bought something from us, guess what? We have your address. Like
that's why I have a PO box.
Like, you be a little more careful.
And next week's comic drama.
Red Hood, guess who's got your address? Red Hood's got your address.
I got a lot of addresses, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you guys think about this news? Did you guys see that Nick Klein is leaving Thor to be part of the new Hulk creative team?
Really?
And,
can't wait. Shout out Nick Klein.
well, hold on. Here's the cool part. You know how we talked about how shitty Hulk was with Cates writing it, and how they went in that weird area. Well, you remember like how good what was that Hulk book that what's his name did?
Ewing?
Yeah. What was that book?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Immortal
Hulk. Yeah. Remember, Immortal Hulk was like kind of like more scary and dark and horror style.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where they're going. They're heading back to that style, which is cool. It's gonna be very interesting, and looks like a pretty cool new villain that's gonna show up. Some new crazy psycho circus doctor guy or something. But they're going more horror angle, which I love. I think that's very smart for Hulk. We need Hulk to be scary again. Not like laughable. Not like this is ridiculous. Starship Hulk. So
we need that in the MCU as well.
Yes, damn right we do. And unfortunately, I don't see that coming anytime soon.
No, they already made their bed with that. But I mean, Hulk was supposed to be more of a Frankenstein-y type of, like bipolar personality, super one edge and then the other, and the MCU neutered him, and comics followed suit, and this would be cool if it brings it back to the way it has been or should have been. So I'm all for it. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, looks badass. I like Nick Klein's art. I thought Nick Klein was the best part about Thor, but we'll see what happens. It looks interesting, that's for sure. Here's some other interesting news that I saw that I thought was pretty cool. Don't know if this is on one of your lists, Richie. Your what do they call like the news source list? What is that thing that Tim Pool is always talking about? Where if like a website is newsworthy or if it's fake news.
We're gonna talk about that. I got them pulled up. I'm gonna show the tiers and each media outlet, and this is what Marvel Studios spoilers Reddit subreddit has listed, and then I also have pulled up the leaked database. So if anybody wants to take a look at that as well.
Well, this is coming from InsideTheMagic.com. And they're talking about Chris Evans returning to play Captain America, whether it's a show or a movie or what, but to kind of give you the stories of what happened when he went back to take all the, stones back and Mjolnir back and all that stuff. And guess who is rumored to be his sidekick during the whole thing? Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
Oh.
So, yep.
Makes sense.
Yep, it does.
Isn't she burnt?
Well, she is burnt. But it says
here.
The
question is, when you return the Soul Stone, does the person who died to get it come back to life?
That's a great point. It says it was supposed to be. The rumor is it's going to be called Nomad. It doesn't have any official confirmation from Marvel Studios, but Evans always made it clear that if there was a reason to return, he would. Telling the story of Captain America's journey back in time would be worth the watch for any MCU fans. It would be a great companion piece to Endgame. So, like Mickey, you talked about the Soul Stone. A lot of people want to see Hood reunite or meet up with Red Skull again. which would be very interesting, as well as him taking back Mjolnir.
If they did every episode as a decade, it would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree.
It would be phenomenal if it was just a timepiece of like a highlights reel of his time in that decade. I mean, it would be absolutely amazing. Like it would be a Disney Plus masterpiece, but they would have to do it the right way, and they would have to do it that way.
Was he the best part about those first, 4 phases or whatever? Was his role, his casting, his character the best part about all that?
I don't think so. I think he was one of the top 3, but I think the ensemble altogether, right? I mean, how many relative unknowns were pushed into absolute mediocrity? Like these guys became huge deals because of that. But how many people were like clamoring at the bit to read freaking what's her name, the Scarlet Witch books? Like nobody gave a shit about her.
Every single casting,
like nobody.
Every single casting they did, dude, was they pulled. So if it isn't Chris Evans, it's Robert Downey Jr. Right? It's one of those two characters for me, or people, because they pulled Robert Downey Jr. out of, like, that dude was an overdose away from calling it a night.
He was out in the gutter.
Yeah,
and he was in the fucking gutter.
And Chris Evans had already kind of like been semi laughed off the screen in his Fantastic Four role, and he really wasn't that big. He was like the Scott Pilgrim, that type of stuff. And
hey, Not Another Teen Movie was badass, dude.
I will say for careers, what they did for Robert, like Chris Evans if he'd had it in him, he'd be a star forever, right? But if you look at what they did for Robert Downey Jr., what they did for the actress who played the Scarlet Witch, right? She'll forever be known for that. She wasn't ever notably known for much more before, and she won't after.
Scarlett Johansson, she was hot.
She was hot, but
it was her sister's.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh my god, I want to watch that again.
Hey, did you see that movie? Did you see that movie where Thanos fucked Scarlet Witch?
What?
Yeah, it was called Old Dog.
It's published by Blind Adam.
I saw the original.
No, it was called Old Dog. What's his name? Thanos got like locked up underground.
Yeah.
And he had to be there for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see that?
No, but I saw the original. The original was better.
Well, no, you didn't get to see Thanos in WandaVision, did you?
I get it.
Oh, Old Boy.
Yeah,
Old boy. There you go.
Old Boy with Josh Brolin.
I didn't see
that was good.
Yeah.
The original was awesome, dude. The original was really good.
Yeah, it was in Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an Asian film at first.
Yeah, but I'm saying you had Thanos and WandaVision already, like.
That's where Daredevil got those fight scenes from.
Yeah, that was a prequel, bro.
Well, another casting that they did.
Anyway, I thought it was funny.
Where they pulled in somebody that was like in mediocrity and not doing too well, or maybe he was doing great, but he wasn't as big as a star as he is now, is obviously Guardians of the Galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy is I think the next one to come. It's the next one to drop, if that makes sense.
Should be, yeah.
And this is kind of cool. Here's a very interesting variant for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Number 1, with Warlock on it, the photo variant for autographs. We talk about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cool book. That's a cool book.
You can pass on it all day long, but I will tell you this: for the next year, he will be at Comic Cons, and his signature will be cheap.
And you can make money off of this for the next
his signature will not be cheap. So if you can get this book and you can get his signature this year, grab that damn thing.
I tell you what,
$150 a signature next year.
If he does a bad job in this movie, he better not show up at any con, bro.
Dude, this dude is legit. He is a damn good actor, and he's gonna kill this role. He is gonna kill this role.
I hope so.
Dude, he has more prestige and more background to him than half the people that Marvel has ever brought in. This guy went to legitimate acting schools. He is top tier. He has been phenomenal in everything he's ever done.
I don't know if
there's
it's
not a single
going to
role
be
he's
great.
ever taken that you could talk shit on.
I don't know
he's legit.
We'll see,
and he's gonna kill it. I have a feeling he's gonna kill it, and it's not gonna be just for this movie. I think he's gonna be around for 3 or 4 movies and a Disney Plus series. Dude's gonna be around for a while. I'm
calling it right now. Book it right now.
Book it.
There was that new trailer that dropped not too long ago that showed him in it, right? That showed him flying around and shit. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Matter of fact, let's replay that real quick because that's the part that I find interesting.
Copyright strike.
I don't care. I don't care.
How bad do they need this movie to
They
hit?
need it bad. Oh,
They needed to hit. Yeah.
dude. Like
They better not kill Rocket, dude.
they
better not,
are.
bro.
They are, dude.
They-
I don't know if they'll
They
kill
better
him.
not, Brian.
No
I
way.
could see them
I don't buy it.
reverting him to a baby.
This is their 20 to 30 market. Guardians is their 20 to 30 market. They've got a lot of movies that are their young or Disney Plus series that are their younger market.
Hey,
They have a
look
lot
at
of movies that are their 40 up market. The
Looks
old
like my
OG
dog.
collectors. This is their 20 to 30 market. They have to hit this. They have to. Those are the big spenders. They have
So
to hit it.
is High Evolutionary the one that made
Yes.
Rocket?
Yes.
So I see, instead of killing him, I see them reverting him back to a baby raccoon and letting him live out his life like a normal raccoon.
They're gonna kill him.
I don't think they're going to kill him to the point that you
Tragic,
said. I
and
think
we're gonna cry.
he's too big. Him and Groot are too big of characters to the youth to not have be present for Marvel.
No, they're
Hey,
dead.
Swag. And what is Groot?
Oh, he's
Tree.
Puerto Rican.
He's
As
a
in
Puerto,
Red
he's a
Bull.
Puerto Rican tree, bro.
Yeah,
He's a Puerto Rican tree.
this is facts.
Facts, bro.
Somebody
Facts.
says,
Shout out, Thorough.
AOA says 616 Adam Warlock has maybe 4 decent stories in 50 years. There's no way to mess up MCU Warlock. I think Adam Warlock was one of the best characters for me growing up. I was such a fan of Cosmic Marvel and going back
And always had so much goddamn potential.
yeah.
And if they capitalize on the missed potential from the last 30 years, they can do some really cool shit with that character.
Is there any way
I've never been more amped for a character that they've been like, oh, this guy's coming to the MCU than I have been for Adam Warlock.
Is there any way
Never.
for them to play in the storyline that happened when Abnett and Lanning were writing this version, this group back then? Because he was part of that storyline, if I remember correctly.
There's certainly ways to retcon that and move it into the proper space. I feel like it's, bro. Anything a movie needs is 5 minutes of dialogue and 10 minutes of video, and they can move anything into anywhere. I mean, and it makes sense, and it just moves into place. I mean, these guys aren't amateurs; they can make that shit work however they want. But yeah, I don't know. Their scope is obviously given where it's given. They didn't go for an unknown for this character. They went for somebody who was relatively known. And Marvel's rarely done that. And I think that says a lot for the future of the character. Because they could have found some dude that's like, oh, this is a good looking dude that has mediocre chops and relative following. Like, let's fit him into this role. You know, but they picked somebody that's like, honestly, a lot of us had fan casted. Like, I'm not saying it's our fault, but a lot of people had fan casted this man into this role. There was a lot of people that were like, oh, he'd be perfect for it.
Adam
Like,
Warlock?
thousands and tens of thousands of people that were like, this guy would be perfect for the role. We fan casted him into existence. They had to have known, like, okay, this is gonna be somebody that we're gonna follow along for a while.
Yeah. Well, I hope that they turn him into a major character. Like he's like maybe the leader of the Guardians going forward or some bullshit like that. That would be awesome. That would be very cool. But here's the other thing, right? We still have the multiverse going on. There's been rumors that the multiverse, the end of the so-called multiverse in Marvel is going to start with Deadpool Wolverine and end with Secret Wars, right? Could they bring back Thanos to the Marvel Universe in the
100%.
A fucking men.
Dude.
And should they?
Yeah.
Hands up if they should.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
You know, they had every opportunity to bring him into the Eternals.
Yes, you're right. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe that's what they do.
Yeah,
They're
like
gonna.
a prequel to Thanos' origin.
Yeah.
So bring him back as a young. Yeah, that's
What about
cool.
Kid Thanos?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kid Thanos,
not a
man.
thing. I think whenever they do Nova, we never saw Thanos get the Power Stone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Nova.
that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mickey.
No. Just saying, like, it seems like they could have him in that story.
Well, I've said this on the Hot 10 a few times. I don't know how it came up, but I was talking about the only way that for me that I would like to see Thanos come back would be like what Brian just explained, or Cosmic Ghost Rider, because King Thanos is tied to Cosmic Ghost Rider, right? So that would be the only way, and you could pull off a variant of Thanos the way everything's going right now in the MCU. I just don't know how serious long term it would be.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking on it from the Kang perspective, and this is just strictly talking from a movie perspective, if you were trying to destroy the Avengers and get rid of this 616 universe protectors, right? Which he's done countless times before, right? Kang has done this countless times before to other realities that had the Avengers. He even says he says as much, right? And he's like, do you think you're the first Avenger I've ever killed or destroyed or killed or whatever, right? He says that to Ant-Man. Like, he's obviously been through this countless times. Okay. If you were going to do it to the 616, you bring back the one man who destroyed half of the Avengers from 616. And when you can travel through time and space and you can retcon, I mean, he's basically retconning shit at his own free will. I mean, to think he doesn't is like absurd. Like, it's gonna happen, right? I mean, if that was your weapon, anyone on this panel, if that was your weapon, if you could fall back on that weapon, like, well, damn, that one missile worked really good last time. Should I use it or should I just ignore that it ever existed? Because he knows everything, right? Well, of course he's going to use it. So, like, it'd be cool to see it happen. I'm curious to see. I hope they don't do it in a way that like fucks up everything. But that's a lot, man. That's a lot, right? To fit into one or two movies, like that's a lot of stuff.
Speaking of Kang, we're next going to see him in Loki 2, Timely, where Mickey is a stunt double. For those of you guys that don't know, it was Mighty Mel V that dropped that rumor and information. We can thank him for that. So that'll be interesting to see Loki Part 2, Victor Timely, Kang. That's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to more Kang. I know a lot of people are kind of bummed out about what he was in this movie, but I don't think he's that version of Kang is gone. I don't think he's dead. I think that he just got spirited away to someplace in, the electrical thing. But there's still good moments for Kang to come out there, I think. All right, real quick. Richie, you brought up Cosmic Ghost Rider, which leads us into our next segment of the week. We got some Richie spec out there, and let's segue into that. What do you say?
Segue away.
All right.
Hey, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Dollar, Rich Taylor. I'm going to try to get through this quick. So we got a big panel.
Take your time, baby. Let's go.
I love everybody on this panel. So
this
really
is the juicy part right here. This is all juicy.
Yes. So now I'm going to take my shirt off and do the truffle shuffle. You ready? No, I'm kidding. All right. All right. So let's dig in with Dollar. You guys probably, if you own Key Collector, you got the update. This article is actually not confirmed. It's a rumor. And Jade Spader is set to return to the MCU as Ultron. The person that is the writer that is blogging this or posting this on his site is Charles Murphy, and he's got a pretty decent reputation. So I wanted to take you through that real quick. If you guys have any kind of like Armor Wars spec or what have you, but according to the rumor shared in Tales from the Mod Queue, and this is from Charles Murphy's talking about the rumor from Tales from the Mod Queue, James Spader will return as the voice of Ultron for Armor Wars. Originally announced as a streaming series, Armor Wars is now beginning the big screen treatment and giving James Rhodes his time to take center stage. Though it's currently not on the slate as of right now, rumors have suggested that the film could go into production as early as around Christmas time of 2023. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And let's move on to the next. All right, so Marvel Studios, this is another rumor. This is not news. This is just a rumor. But same site, different writer, Murphy's Multiverse. But he's saying that there's a rumor out that Marvel Studios is casting a Jewish actor for Fantastic Four, The Thing. Just to iterate on that, ever since, let's say, in the world of Marvel Studios castings, the discussions surrounding the Fantastic Four might have been the most trailblazing. Everyone is excited to finally know who will play Marvel's first family in their first actual MCU adaptation. After a decent comedy spin and a dreadful reimagining, it was time to see these iconic characters reunited once again as part of our bigger MCU universe. Ever since the project lost John Watts as a director, many were wondering what the future might hold for the project. WandaVision's Matt Shakman took over the project and hinted that castings have yet to truly begin. Many rumored frontrunners have found their way online for Mr. Fantastic, with some hoping to see the return of John Krasinski after the Doctor Strange 2 situation, or rumors surrounding Penn Badgley, Dev Patel, and countless others. Now it seems that we have a new rumor stirring the pot, and it's catching some steam. But this time, for the casting of The Thing, we're talking Ben Grimm. While no specific name is set, the Hot Mike's Jeff Schneider has shared that Marvel Studios is actively looking to cast a role with a Jewish actor. So, just to let you know. All right, so a lot of you guys invested in some Bad Bunny. So here's some Bad Bunny update. Bad Bunny update. You guys probably have what's that book? Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 6 or something like that. Something like that. 2006 series, I believe. This is coming from Daniel RPK. Sony's live-action Spider-Man franchise has continued chugging along throughout the years, despite the utter flop that was Morbius and the seemingly constant overshadowing of it by more popular MCU movies and animated web-slinger films, Miles Morales, Into the Spider-Verse. However, a slate of Spider-Man adjacent movies is set for release, with titles like Madam Web in productions and others like Venom 3 are getting there. One such project in development is El Muerto. I can't say Muerto.
El Muerto.
El Muerto. Ya Leon. A spin-off starring Bad Bunny as Juan Carlos Sanchez, the alter ego of the titular character. I guess it's like a wrestling version of Spider-Man. El Muerto is not among the most popular Spider-Man comic characters, good or bad. Nonetheless, he will be coming to the big screen and will be played by Bad Bunny. The film was originally set to release January 12th of 2024, but a new rumor indicated that this may no longer be the case. And this rumor goes on to say that the original date has been pushed from January 12th, 2024, and it is slated to release directly after Madam Web, which is around February 16th, 2024. So they're guessing around the summer of 2024 is the latest. So if you have those Bad Bunny books and you're still holding them, you got about a year.
Sell them. Get rid of those things. Quick.
All right. There's some heat going around that Captain Marvel 2, aka the Marvels, could be in trouble. Another rumor, of course, points to the sequel's problems. A new rumor that is going around catching heat indicated that the Marvels, aka Captain Marvel 2, is in quote chaos at Marvel Studios ahead of its November 2023 release. Marvel Studios has reportedly been making some major changes to its Phase 5 and Phase 6 slate plans behind the scenes after mixed reactions to Phase 4. No shit. This has led to a swarm of MCU delays, the latest of which came weeks ago as the Marvels, aka Captain Marvel 2, shifted from July 28th release date to November 10th. Granted, this wasn't even the first delay faced by the Captain Marvel sequel, as the movie previously swapped places with Ant-Man 3 last April, hopping from February 17th to July 28th. A lot of dates there, so basically what they're saying is that there's some drama, according to these rumors, that is holding up production. That's what it looks like to me. Speaking on the Hot Mic podcast, Above the Lines, Jeff Schneider shared that according to his sources, the Marvels, aka Captain Marvel 2, may be in trouble, referring it to the development as, quote, just a shit show, end quote, and, quote, kind of chaos, end quote.
More coming up in the drama alert section.
Drama.
This one, I was hoping Josh would be on tonight, and when he appeared, I was stoked because I know he loves the Eternals. He's one of the few, but I love the Eternals too, so we're like in the same boat. But anyways,
I might join your guys' crew when I actually watch it. So.
It took a couple times, but I started really liking it after a while.
I need to watch it at some point. My son's been asking me, but I'm like, listen, if we're gonna watch any back issue shit from Marvel, it's all the Netflix series. So we're starting on the Netflix stuff. So
I think it's interesting. We were talking about like Thanos coming back and stuff, and then the Eternals 2 rumor, like a news and I guess you could say lack of reveal and all the hush hush that's been going around this week based on this movie with Eternals 2, the sequel. But basically, the MCU director for Eternals, the first one, plays coy on sequel rumors. Excuse me. Eternals director Chloe Zhao, who's brilliant, appears to be avoiding questions about a potential sequel to the Phase 4 movie Eternals. Despite Eternals receiving bad reviews from fans and critics, a past report revealed that a sequel is in the early stages of development, with the project reportedly being added to Marvel Studios' production slate next year. Moreover, a previous listing may have indicated the sequel's filming plans soon, since the management agency of Gilgamesh actor Medong Suk, or known as Don Lee, revealed that Eternals 2 is, quote, planned to be produced, end quote.
Good. They need to. They have to continue that. That would be so stupid if they just kill that movie.
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah.
A few FOC books. Honestly, if you guys are playing the FOC game, I hope you saved up for this week. This might be one of the biggest FOC weeks I've seen. There's a lot of good books. There's a lot 100%. Of keys. There's a couple sneaky ones in there too. But these are cardstock open to order. Oh, well, I don't know. Would you call those open to order if they're $1 more? I don't think so, right? But
I
guess so. It's open to order. These are Sienkiewicz open to order cardstock covers. They cost $1 more in the cover A, but I thought they were sick. And I didn't see the incentives like taking the trade off to make it a virgin. And there's one, and there's the other one. That one kind of looks like I don't know, somebody that is wearing a lot of gold just took a gold shit on a cover.
I feel like if you own the one and that one and put them together, brilliant.
Yeah, in a frame.
Totally.
If you own the one, grab the other.
Yeah.
Right? If you get the one, get the other.
Yeah.
Because together they would look amazing.
Yeah, I really like. I mean, you could tell it's really, really done well. Okay, this one caught my eye. This is a Christian Ward 1 in 25 for the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing 7. I love how his face is through the balloon with the happy. Oh, that is such a good idea.
Shout out to the Book of Dark for subscribing. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Book of Dark. What was that, Brian? Sorry.
What?
Did you say something? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so moving on to this one. I forgot the artist. I think his name is McCree, but this is a 1 in 100, and this is there's actually a lot of good covers for this book. DC's been killing it on covers, so you got to be really,
dude. That's awesome.
Really picky. What?
That's so great, dude. It's cool how it's old school looking, but I love how it's Joker in the Robin's uniform.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Here is a Torrin Clark 1 in 50 Virgin for the next Flash issue.
That's good.
All right. here is I was gonna save this till the end, but fuck, I know a lot of people right now in some spec groups are pissed off right now because it's still open to order for FOC past tomorrow night. But this one could pop right out the gate. This is a Seb McKinnon was it a 125 or 1 in 50 for Poison Ivy number 11? I know Chad Cave was talking about this earlier in the weekend. But yeah, this is Brian, we've talked about it multiple times. We were on the Hot 10, and that Poison Ivy Seb McKinnon book popped up there like 2 or 3 times, and we even talked about it backstage, all 3 of us. I think Mel was in the conversation at one point where we were like, we knew this was gonna pop, but we just didn't pull the trigger, and then boom, it's just on the list. Well, this could be another one. I don't know, but this has the gut feeling of could pop out the gate.
This is open to order?
No, this is an incentive.
Who did this one?
This is Sheb McKinnon.
It's interesting.
It's a
Is
one.
it
AI?
I'm just quietly back here. I'm just quietly back here trying to buy the OA.
It's a foil, and it's 1 in 50.
Wow, that's gonna be a foil.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I might want to save this image for the Hot 10 if it makes it, because foil images suck for content. All right, be aware, Guardians of the Galaxy number
That's
1.
the one, bro.
Look how badass Nebula looks, dude.
This book is probably going to be heavily ordered. I'm just going to warn you. The number 1 issue, but there are 2 covers in here. I didn't want to put them both because there's a ton of variants. This one is definitely the banger right here. Do you guys agree?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There's also a really nice one of a cool, wicked looking one of Gamora, and I believe that one is like a 1 in 50. This one's like a 1 in 100 or something high ratio. But yeah, this one definitely caught my eye, and Derek Chu does the Gamora version. I believe this is Kale No, right?
Kale No,
yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I really liked it. It caught my eye. I wasn't going to try to put all the titles up here, but just the ones I think that could be fire out the gate or even long term. This is the Stephanie Hans 1 in 25 for the second print of Hallows Eve number 1.
Badass.
Mm-hmm.
I like those Hallows Eve covers, man. They're all pretty damn good.
Yeah, the second print open to order to qualify for this ratio is I think it has like Werewolf by Night, Jake Gomez on it or something. It's kind of weird.
She's a great looking character. She's a great design. Everything about that character is good. The masks idea, the way that she looks, her color palette, like that's a good character right there.
I really hope if Marvel does like any kind of like Halloween themes, they really use her.
Oh, they will.
know, she's gonna.
Oh yeah, they already have.
Yeah. Okay.
This has
I thought she just first
written all
appeared
over
like
it.
a few months ago. I wasn't really sure.
This is total cosplayer thing on this swag, 100%.
Here is number 2. I now have a new obsession is Terry Dodson because of Brian. He kind of opened my eyes to Terry Dodson, and I didn't really care, but now I'm starting to really appreciate his art. This is for the 1 in 25 for issue 2. Here is Bloodline, Daughter of the Blade. I believe this is issue 3, and this is, I believe, the 1 in 50. Double check that, but it's definitely an incentive. This one is pretty cool. I was actually pretty surprised. It caught me off guard, but I think it's pretty simple piece of cover art in my opinion. But this is Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones number 1. This is the CF Villa second print 1 in 25. Okay, so this is so Marvel's doing a million Star Wars title reboots or continuation, whatever. So I'll try to keep you informed here. But this is Star Wars Return of the Jedi Ewoks number 1, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 6 or 7 variants, but this one right here is there's 2 in there. There's this one, the Kyle Hotz. I believe this is a 1 in 25, but this is the one I really like. This is Ryan Brown.
Yeah, that's the best.
Those
one.
eyes, and it's a virgin too.
Are we gonna get like evil?
100.
Are we gonna get evil Ewoks?
Oh yeah. Thanks, Dad. I have a Yorkie, and my Yorkie looks just like Wicked. Yeah, right. And I so many times I'm like, I should have named you Wicked. So, Star Wars High Republic #8. There's supposed to be a couple first full appearances. I'm not really a big Star Wars follower, but I'm just making you guys aware. And I like Cover A. It's really cool.
Pretty dope.
All right.
Seb McKinnon's digital. There is no OA.
So here is Cosmic Ghost Rider #1, the second print. There's no ratio on this. It's open to order. You guys know I've read this book 4 times, #1 issue, and I was like, where is this new Ghost Rider? I don't understand. Well, because I thought Frank Castle was dreaming, but I guess he wasn't. I don't know. But anyways, this is the same exact cover as Cover A, but what they did was they changed all the colors to the new Ghost Rider's outfit. See that? There you go. So now you have, there's going to probably be a debate in the community, but to me, I think it's pretty safe to say that they're trying to make this. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying the cover art, if the cover art stays the same, you have first cover appearance and first appearance of the new Cosmic Ghost Rider. There's no incentive, possible low print run. Thanks for watching.
Hell yeah, brother. Not bad.
Good stuff, Richie.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Good shit. All right, you guys, that brings us into the next segment of the night. One of my favorite segments, one of your favorite segments, the interesting stuff that, comes from the world of the web and our favorite part of the community. Oh, let's get into it.
Jonathan, be careful.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Comic Book Drama Alert. Some interesting stuff this week that I thought was fun that we can talk about. Starting off,
books.
Now, saying about comics.
Okay.
You talking about comics? Comics?
So
practice.
Richie was talking about it earlier. For those of you guys that didn't know, the Captain Marvel movie is on the rocks. There is fighting behind the scenes. Brie Larson is a little butthurt, you guys. She's a little angry. She thinks that she's the top dog. Yeah, of course he did. And now she can't get along with her co-stars. So, behind the scenes, the actresses are fighting, and Brie Larson can't get along with her co-stars, and she thinks she's better than everybody. And we've all seen this before. I bet you Jeremy over at the Quartering is excited for this one. So, do you guys think that this could be the end of Brie Larson? And we talked about it months ago that we were hoping that this would be the last Brie Larson Captain Marvel because she's terrible. She is not good as Captain Marvel. One of the worst castings.
Listen. I'm gonna err on the side of being slightly optimistic here. Okay, I didn't think she did horrible. However, it's the biggest thing she's ever done. And so if she continues to decide, I'm sorry, she already decided. If she continues to decide to flambe this fucking role, then who in the fuck's hiring her after this?
She's just going to do commercials for woke car companies, bro.
Right? So, but it's not even that. It's not her personal standpoint.
Is she political?
Yes.
No. I will get beyond all of that. She played her role so fucking dead. When you had guys look at Robert Downey Jr. Look at every role he had before Iron Man. Fucking dog shit. Okay,
what are you talking about?
What? He was a Natural Born Killers, man.
He was nominated for an Academy Award in
basically
Chaplin.
Dog shit. You look at compared to
who's dog shit?
No, I'm just saying. Listen,
He said Robert Downey Jr. is dog shit.
Well, he wasn't
Drama
dog
right
shit.
now.
He was a great.
Listen. Shut up. Give me a minute to defend myself here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not saying he was in bad movies or he held bad roles, but look at what he did after the fact. Look at what he did after Iron Man 1, right? The Pianist, fucking amazing. Like Oscar award-winning performance, right? Despite his other actor, like he was the one, like it was amazing. Like he's done some amazing roles since then. He vaulted that second chance and what he did into some amazing roles. She went from a relative, slightly comedic background, slightly unknown, into, hey, you're a potential Marvel superstar, right? And she had a good showing, and she fucked it up by like
being pretentious,
just, maybe being a little too aggressive on certain sides or another, right?
She thinks that she's more important than she is.
She can redeem herself. But shit like this don't help. And so part of me thinks like maybe this isn't true, whatever, right? But 9 times out of 10, shit like this is true.
What is the biggest cancer when you're on a team, right? When you're in a band or you're on a sports team.
Thinking you're bigger than anybody
exactly.
else. I mean, it's 100%. That's
that
exactly
is
what
the biggest cancer. And she thinks that she's better than her teammates. And that will never, ever mean longevity with whatever team you're on. So I'm hope that they give her the boot and then they make one of these other 2 girls, or they bring in another Marvel to be Captain Marvel, bring in Janice Vell, bring in Marvel Boy, bring in Adam the Blue Marvel, give it to Monica.
Monica Rambeau is a familiar character to all of us Marvel readers, and Monica Rambeau is a badass fucking Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't think she's big enough.
She could be, though. She could be.
She's too disliked.
I hope you're right. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I just disagree. I just don't think she's big enough.
But not as Captain Marvel, but as Spectrum, as her own character.
No, even as Captain Marvel's not a ton of comic book people I talk to. I go, man, I want Monica Rambeau.
I think they could dig Spectrum in there.
Is there any way that they could save Brie Larson?
No, and I don't think they're going to.
Be tough.
That's why she's pissed.
Yeah,
I bet you she read it. I bet you she read the entire everything.
Well, this
she
part
goes,
wasn't
"Oh
written
shit, you
yet.
guys are getting rid of me." I bet you she read it and she goes, "Oh, you guys are getting rid of me," and that's why she got an attitude.
Yeah. Can I say?
I bet they're getting rid of her, and she read that, and she's like, "Well, fuck you guys, then. I'm out." Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna help you guys give me my farewell song into the MCU. Like I was in and out in 2 fucking movies. Fuck you.
What do you think, Mickey?
That's her attitude right now.
Well, I was gonna say the reason. So who knows if this is true or not? But the reason I believe it's probably true is like it just makes sense. Like clearly, like how do you think whatever you think about her aside, but like just how she feels about it. Like clearly she knows that she's not very widely accepted by the fans. There's a lot of backlash. She in her own mind is like, hey, my movie grossed $1 billion, whether or not that's justified or not. But like she feels this way. And now her sequel, it's like she has to share it. Like everyone would have an ego hit out of that. So I totally believe this. And James, to your point, like I've heard some whisperings from people I know who have seen it. And your speculation, I'll just say, could be right. Hey,
they catch her.
I hope you're right.
They catch her on the phone, and she's talking. Yeah, these bitches can't act. I know.
All I'm saying is I have a lot of money invested in Spectrum 1 and 25s and Spectrum 1s.
I have 3 of those ASM annuals. I'm ready to press them and send them.
Yeah,
I hope you're right. The thing I'm saying, though,
Larson is
James,
never been the future.
Let me add to your point real quick. The only thing I'm saying with when you were saying what you're saying is that I'm not doubting that she'll be Captain Marvel. I just don't think she's going to be the main Captain Marvel. I think there's going to be multiple Captain Marvels.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, no disrespect to the actress Taylor Paris, I don't really know like what her
She's great.
filmography is or whatever. But like, I don't think that. But I don't know if she is like a star level, like command my own movie franchise. actress
That's what
yet.
I'm saying.
So
Yeah.
I feel like this movie is kind of in trouble a little bit. From
But
I agree.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Never was. Chris Pratt wasn't.
No, totally. Yeah, you can get there. She can get there for sure.
And Robert Downey Jr. wasn't. And there's many people that Marvel has brought into it that, like, with a one movie segue, a single movie segue, they've been like, you are now a superpower.
Yeah.
You are now an actor or an actress that can bring in $60 million in profit to the box office. And Marvel right now has that ability, and it's because of people like us. It's not, and I don't mean the people on YouTube. I just mean comic collectors in general. We have been waiting years to see these people done proper. Right? Yeah. Now, who in their eyes? The reason, like everybody talks about, Robert Downey Jr. is the goal, right? Robert Downey Jr. he's the one that started it all. Now, what's the most iconic Iron Man cover that took place in the last 30 years? What's the most iconic Iron Man cover?
The
alcohol
and
you guys can have your own opinions, but when I tell you that when I mention the alcohol cover, when I mention the alcohol abuse cover, everybody knows what that cover looks like, and Robert Downey Jr.'s history. That can never be replicated again. As much as we all want it to, and as much as we see these phenomenal.
So you're saying put it on a different character?
That man lived that fucking role. He lived that role, and he lived it for 15 years before the MCU, and he will live it forever since.
He's
then.
a fucking quitter. Fuck Robert Downey Jr. No, I'm just joking.
Bro, the man has been made damn near a billionaire because of the MCU. He's the Tony Stark sitting on the fucking ashes of the empires of the fucking Stark Industries that happened 4 years ago on a fucking Marvel book. That's Robert Downey Jr. That's him at his retirement. Bro, I made my fucking million. I'm sitting on the embers, right?
Hey, what's gonna make everybody go see this movie?
Nothing.
Yeah, like
Adam Blue Marvel.
Like they're fighting. That movie probably won't even be made, man. And like Feige's probably starting the shit, dude.
It'll be made with or without.
Feige said like she stole the movie. Kamala Khan, she stole the movie, and he leaked that out there. Well, man, these divas, they probably were gonna get. I mean, they got pissed off, and they said like, "Oh, it's all about her." Feige probably started all this infighting, man. He wants it to fail.
She's a good actress. If she wants the movie to go on, it'll go on the way she wants it to.
Do you have that rumor thing, Richie?
And
I'm ready to go.
Pass away to other people.
I don't see it,
and that's fine.
Yeah. I'm just going to share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
It's probably going to be a shit show, as was projected.
Yes, I hope this is the movie that actually is a musical, and it just crashes and burns.
It's up right now.
All right. So, do we need to take?
It'll probably be a shit show. I think that's the most accurate.
Do we take the rumors with a grain of salt? Well, here's something very interesting. Check this out.
So I see a lot of people in the chat ripping on what's his name, Jeff Schneider. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you through this real quick, and I'm gonna show you something real quick here. So this is basically a lot of you. I bet you 95% of you speculators, MCU scoopers, and trying to invest, get the jump on everybody else. I'm sure you guys all know about the subreddit Marvel Studios spoilers. It's the biggest Marvel Studios like subreddit scoopers. They take that shit very serious. There's a lot of shit that goes in there that you got to take with a grain of salt as well. So there was a couple mods in this one particular member of this subreddit. Now he's a mod. He went ahead and he went ahead and wrote source accuracy tiers. Now these tiers have been up for about a year, maybe 18 months, but they just started getting really heavy, moving in the like who's right and who's wrong. So the first tier is tier 0. That's the trades. That's Variety. That's your Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Entertainment Weekly, like some kind of legit, NBC News, shit like that. Okay. Tier 1 is your approved and trustworthy. This tier is dedicated to sites or sources that have a proven track record with scoops, leaks, and claims made about unaired shows or movies. Blah, 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 blah. The Wrap, Viewer Anon, Collider, Lizzie Hill, you guys know as the Cosmic Circus, which I really like, Noob Master. We move down to the second tier, approved and somewhat trustworthy. Okay, this tier should be considered the mean, basically the average, where everybody should be with their scoops. That is to say, most sources, scoops, leakers, etc., will fall in this tier. You have Charles Murphy on the top. Okay, you have My Time to Shine Hello on Twitter. You have The Direct with Daniel RPK and his buddies, the Illuminati. Daniel RPK himself, his whole Patreon. Big Screen Leaks, One Take News. Brandon Davis and comicbook.com, 50.7% of site with studio connections that largely focuses on interviews. However, they still occasionally have their own scoops, and I've seen some of their bullshit scoops, but Brandon Davis has had some really good ones. Atlanta Filming, which I've shared with a lot of you guys, what's filming in Atlanta, discussing film, can we get some toast? Jeff Schneider, former reporter for Collider, he has a podcast where he drops major casting development scoops. Not saying all of his stuff is legit, but the 10 million people that voted in this thing put him in the tier 2 under Charles Murphy, Daniel RPK. So a lot of people are ripping him and calling it clickbait. I just want to let you know this is where they stand if you go to that. Tier 3 is approved and untrustworthy. This tier tends to compromise of the following, just like it sounds. Casey Walsh, Geeks Worldwide. He used to be in the tier 2. He just dropped down to this tier. Grace Randolph, Dis Insider. Now you have tier 4, approved, but trustworthiness
4chan,
unknown.
get the fuck out of here.
This tier is for all intents and purposes our quote unquote chaos tier. These sources are either too new to determine whether they should be moved up or banned from the subreddit, or have a track record that is highly unpredictable. While scoops from these sources are allowed on the sub, it is recommended that you do not put too much stock in what they claim. That's 4chan. I'm not even going to read all that. We already know where 4chan stands. Film Odyssey, Sin Stealth, Screen Geek, The Watcher, Demoy, Denim Nerds, Tom Smith, MCU Status, Geeks Vibes Nation. Now here is the good stuff. Banned for low accuracy and inactivity, and then that's tier 5A, and then there's tier 5B, banned for behavior. So this is they probably got an argument with somebody there. Here is banned by the mod team. This is the most
whoever
important.
did this put in a ton of effort into this. Holy cow, man.
And then after this segment is done, we move on to the next, Brian. I'll go ahead and I'll link you guys the most updated Studio Spoilers subreddit leak sheet with all these people with these leaks that are in play right now.
Wow.
All right. So tier 5 banned for low accuracy and inactivity. So that could be either way, either low accuracy or inactivity, meaning like you see me on my YouTube channel. I'm putting out videos for like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden you guys don't see me for a month or two, something like that. That could be that, but it's also banned for low accuracy, and that's Nakale Marvel. I believe that's on Twitter. Spidey News, Nick Santos, Professor Hulk's Lab, that hashtag show, most unreliable scooper who has been inactive for almost a year. Thwip, a source that's most likely making fake scoops, above scoops.
That's
unreliable Twitter scooper. Pog Mistress, a Twitter scooper who has deleted their account. Banned for behavior. We don't care about that. Banned by mod team. Now this is the most important one besides the highly, tier 2 and 3, in my opinion. This tier is reserved for sources banned for behavior whom the Marvel Studios Spoilers mod team does not want to be associated with and refuses to allow on this sub. All sources under this tier are only here at the mod team's discretion and likewise will not be bumped up or placed on that source accuracy.
IMDb?
You got
Isn't
Phantom
IMDb
Wire,
like a big...
Main Middleman,
You can go on
Geekosity,
IMDb right now and edit it.
Oh, wow.
Giant freaking robot. A lot. I've been hearing a lot. I'm not going to
YouTube.
mention who.
Oh, they're on to us, bro. They're on to us.
Yeah.
Is Noob Master on there?
Who is it?
Noob Master.
Yeah, I just saw him. Did I just go by it? New Master. Oh, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, well, I know it's one of the top tier contributors, but like
I think he
are they
was
on that
pretty high.
I thought I saw him on here.
Yeah, I think
This
he was
Noob
up the
Master's
top.
always been like,
I don't know. I can't. He's probably in here somewhere. I'm sure. Anyways, yeah. So
That's
let
pretty
me go
cool.
through this real quick, and then I'm done. So Phantom Wire, Main Middleman, known for creating fake scoops. Geekosity, high ratio of debunked scoops. I guess that means I don't know. I never heard of Geekosity.
Fake.
Giant freaking robot. That was the one I was talking about. Moth Culture. Full Circle Cinema, who was good at the beginning because their scoops sounded so juicy, but then none of them came through. Banned for being highly unreliable and for repeated violations for self-promotion down in the subreddit. Marvel Studio spoilers. IMDb, we all know that. We Got This Cover. Screen Rant, MCU Cosmic, Decoding.in, Newsshot.in, Film Informant, some kind of YouTube, Google, Ember. Now, does this list change? The goal of this list is to reflect public trust in a particular source. We want user feedback and empirical evidence to be the primary drivers of where a particular source lands. So we will open up discussion on particular sources at least once a quarter, fiscal quarter.
Yeah, that's a good link to have right there, brother. That's for sure. That's for sure. I think we need to put that link in the descriptions from now on. But all right, let's move on. Speaking of Captain Marvel and our new favorite IG poster, I got a couple of bones to pick with Josh's comic books. Starting off with this goofiness right here. You ready? Let's get into it.
It's Aaron with Josh's Comic Books, and this is an in memoriam to Dead Spec Books, special Collector's Week edition. Please join me in a moment of silence for today's entry. Take a look.
All right, let's just stop right there. What do you guys think? Is this a considered dead spec book? And when I say dead spec, what do you guys think of dead spec when I say dead spec?
When you say that, I think no profit margin is left.
Exactly.
Dead spec to me means like Frogman, you know?
Yes.
Like something like that.
Possibly going down.
Yes.
I got something to say about this.
Well, here's the interesting thing that I agree with you guys. Dead Spec is a character that's been like in the beginning of Suicide Squad where they killed off all those characters in the first 14 seconds. That's Dead Spec to me. The America Chavez character is far from Dead Spec. And here's the other thing.
5 appearances at least over the
Totally
next
agree.
10 years in the MCU.
Yes. And he's talking about
not Dead Spec and not greatly increasing spec. This isn't a book that's
we don't
gonna
know
go
that.
10x.
She could be the
Right?
next Doctor Strange for all we fucking know.
And she could.
And you're going to hear some misplaced
eventually-
fuckings in this
Yes.
one.
Listen. I'm very passionate about this. At some point over the next 10 years, the MCU has to catch up to real time. Look at the rate they've been going, right? Look at the rate they've been going. So at some point, they're going to create projects for people. Like, I think, Spider-Punk going to be fucking huge 5 years from now. I think America Chavez going to be huge 2 years from now. I have a lot of faith in characters like this, and this isn't spec faith. I already sold these books. Like, I'm not invested into these books. I've already sold them. I made my money. But if you were to buy this book now, I would tell you, fuck yeah, it's a wise investment. They're building and integrating in a young character that could be around for the next 20 years in a way better space than RDJ or any of these other people ever could have.
Well, hold on. Here's the other interesting thing.
Like 18 or 19 years old.
Here's the other interesting thing about this.
After a long goddamn time.
This is only the A cover, right? That variant for this is so ridiculously hard to find and blows me away.
And the B is fucking impossible.
Yes, it always blows me away when I see secondary prices. Now, don't get me wrong. We've seen drops in almost all books, okay? But this is ridiculous to call this book dead spec. Let's continue on with what our boy Aaron has to say. I believe that's his name.
Vengeance #1, the first appearance of America Chavez, rose to an extreme fucking price of almost $2,000 goddamn dollars.
Dude, I love the way that people use cuss words, right? When cuss words are used in the right way, they are...
Yeah, in the right context.
Bro, they hit so hard and so well, but this guy does not know how to use a cuss word, and it drives me bonkers. It really does. But let's continue.
For a 9.8 CGC copy during the boom. Let's see what it's selling for on eBay today.
All right, so the book is dropped.
Listen, that's where that book should be. $350 to $400.
I agree, and we've said that for a long time.
And if you were to ask me without me looking, because I owned copies of this and I've sold copies of this, and I'm going to be honest with you, at $410 and $401, I would have bought copies of this. Like, I would buy copies of this at that price. I would. But like, if you were to ask me what I thought it sold for, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, $350 to $400.
You know what I see this guy's doing, Brian? He's using the unprecedented boom during the pandemic as his focal point, his
grandstand.
You know what I'm saying? Like his narrative, but he doesn't explain it like Ben explained it on the show, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty lazy if you ask me.
Yeah, let's continue on. Here we go.
As you can tell, that's almost a $1,500 drop in value. This book is a great example of why you shouldn't buy comic books based on speculation. The Miss Marvel TV show wasn't a very big success.
Miss Marvel TV show? What does that have to do with this?
That was like one of the biggest successes of Phase 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Financially, it was amazing.
But what does Miss Marvel TV show have to do with this book?
Yeah, what does Miss Marvel have to do with America Chavez?
Right.
Yes, and the comic book price reflects that now. It's a modern book with almost 30,000 fucking copies.
Again, use the cuss word putting the right inflection on the wrong syllable all the time, bro.
In print. Yes, 30,000. So here's just a reminder. Buy books that you love.
Finally, he says something very, very interesting that a lot of us have been saying for a long time. The majority of people who are buying for PC, brother, are not worrying about speculation. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like, come on, dude. I feel like this guy just has such a bone to pick that he's becoming like this year's new favorite douchebag. And he's good at it. He's good at he's got to be good at something. He's got quite a few followers, but he's not good at comic books. So what kind of got me down this rabbit hole is this little thing, but I want to go on to...
I just sent you things through the private chat.
Okay. The next thing that I want to show you guys is this. Okay. All right. This is going to... Oh, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a bone to pick with top 10 lists, and I get it. I get it. It's the hot button topic. Let's get into it. This guy, again, I don't think he really knows comic books. I feel like... And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but I think for the point that he's trying to get across, there's something wrong with it. He doesn't really know comic books. I just get that feeling. And here's what I want to say about that. I would love to have you on the show, Aaron. I would love to talk to you about like your true feelings on comic books, you come off really hardcore like an asshole, man. And I don't think that's the case. I feel like you know.
Yeah, I think he's a true collector. He's just coming out over. No, I think he's coming out over passionate.
Yeah, maybe.
And if he would come on to a show like yours, or a couple of other shows, and just be like, listen, this is why I feel the way I feel. I think a lot of us would make more sense of it. But as it stands right now, yeah, he just kind of comes off as like a fucking close-headed douche that doesn't know much about the industry and the way it's operated for the last 40 fucking years.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem.
What I was saying about Josh Comics is because I've talked to him a few times, and I think he's trying to be facetious with a lot of like his tone.
Oh, if that's the case, that's awesome, bro. Complete redemption if that's the case.
I think he means it, but I think he's trying to be like he's making it a joke, right?
Yeah.
Like as far as like people who FOMO'd and overbought.
He's making it a joke.
But I also sometimes I don't agree with like some of the ways that he looks at it, because we've had some friendly banter about values and why you should or shouldn't care about them, even if you're not investing. And I have my disagreements with him, but you know, I think it'd be great. I'd love to see him on your show. Actually, you guys would have a good
open invitation, brother. All right, let's continue on. Let's hear him talk about top 10 lists.
It's Aaron with Josh's Comic Books. It's been a little while since I've created my own top 10 list. This time, I created my own mathematical formula. I have analyzed and crunched every conceivable fucking number.
There's one. There's the first.
And applied the most scientific basis for my analysis. Are you ready? After crunching every number and plugging in all of the data, I was absolutely fucking dumbfounded.
That's two.
By the results. Come closer. All right, fuck that. Too close. Back up.
I'll give you 2.5 on that one.
Back up. Ready? The results are in. Fuck all top 10 lists. They're all.
The spit kind of hurt that one.
All full of fucking bullshit.
So I'd say there's about 5 misuses of cuss words in there and a lot of anger. But I will say this: there is that. Let's throw in that little interesting, like very interesting point that Swag brought up. If he is doing this as a joke to kind of make fun of shit, like, man, total redemption. But he's got to change it up a little bit because it's coming off really, really rough. And it sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about 90% of the time. All right. That being said, go ahead.
Can I be the one that carries the burden here?
Yes.
Look at who are the top 10 lists, right? You obviously have Stein, okay, and you have
Cover Price, Key Collector.
Tom. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Tom.
Yeah, Comic Tom.
There's this fella on here on the YouTubes. Goes by the name of Tom, and there's several other top 10 groups, right? The one thing I would point out is that these fellas, okay, they do in-depth research, and so guys like Tom or Key Collector or any of these other top 10 guys, if they're not giving you, hey, this is my field, my opinion, I think this is a top 10 book because I feel good about it, right? Those are the wrong guys. But when you look at retailers that are like, listen, this is a top 10 book because it sold 400% more this week than last week and sold for 97% profit. Those are the guys that are like, hey, we want to help you make money. You got these sitting here.
What is the top 10 for, though? Like, is the top 10 for speculation? Is the top 10 greatest books of all time? Is it top 10?
No. It's all speculation, bro.
I have a feeling that's what he's crying about. I agree, but there's so many different top 10 lists out there.
If we want to conversations like top 10, that's a damn big story. That's a damn big difference. But here's the thing: like a lot of us, like we facilitate. I don't know about you guys, but like, listen, I've built a damn good collection. And I've told Brian this, and I've told a lot of people this. Like Jonathan knows this too. I have probably 30 grand in books if they're graded. They're not. And I've sent some to get off to get graded. I'm going to pay for some stuff around the house. I've got a grail that I'm going after that luckily, like, guys, I can't wait to show you guys in the next week or two because I'm going to own it. And that's I've bought modern spec books for that reason. Like, I've got books that are on my list and I'm going to chop them off one by one, you know, but it shows like what Brian is doing. It shows like what Tom is doing that are like these are what people are interested in. Well, and I may have never known that there's like, dude, boom. I've got a book in my short box that like 800% more people are buying right now.
Boom. There you go. That is
I
it.
might not ever fucking known that.
And here's the other thing. Like how many times do you guys...
If you can turn your hobby into something that funds itself, if you can turn your greatest... Dude, my greatest fucking joy is buying new books, getting them signed by artists, getting them graded, enjoying that experience. And like, if you can turn that from a hobby into something that functions, I'm not talking a business, but just something that funds itself.
Yes.
If you could get to a point where you could go to 8 comic conventions a year and get stuff signed and graded and whatever, and like, and could something that funded itself. Bro, that's the fucking dream. That's like if you were a music fan and you knew that once a year you could buy an iconic fucking guitar. Oh yeah, this year I'm going to buy Tom Morello's fucking guitar from this tour. So I'm going to sell it on eBay for 15 grand. And then I can follow him all around the country and go see all his music. Bro, that's what comic people live through every fucking day.
Well, here's another thing.
You get Adam Hughes to sign 15 fucking copies of a book and sell it for enough to pay for the next convention.
Here's another thing. I think that he's very angry about the Whatnot crew. I think that like that has fueled a lot of his hate, just like it's fueled a lot of people.
And it will.
Yeah. And so
I can the same fucking thing.
I can give him
done the same thing.
I can give him a pass on that if he's new. Mickey, do you know? Well, I don't want to get into this too much, but is he a longtime collector? Do you know about like how he got into this or any of that stuff?
I don't know. Like we just have chatted a couple times. I think he mostly collects older books and stuff. But what I would say about this, I think he's conflating FOMO and hot lists in a way that I wouldn't necessarily agree with in this video, because
I agree.
Because hot lists are like reporting on, okay, here's books that are moving, and he's kind of inferring that like people are buying up whatever's on the hot list, which I think new collectors might do that from time to time because they just don't know better. But like for the most part, I think it's like hot lists are just sort of reporting, well, here's the books that have been moving because of things that whatever news has happened, castings have happened, and things like that. So I don't really see what the problem with hot lists are.
I think you're right, Swag. Remember, Brian, I've told you. I think me, you, and Ben were talking about it. I was like, I think people don't understand what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You know,
can I be honest? And this is coming from somebody who's like, you guys know, like I've told you guys many times before, I was fans, like Dollar. I was a fan of yours, Red Hood. And Brian, like I was fans of yours well before we were ever invited on your show.
I'm a fan of yours,
and that means volumes to me. But like your guys' shows were always informative.
But
this book has moved, and this is why.
Yes,
Tom is the same way.
Yes,
a lot of these other guys are the same way. But I understand if that's where this man is coming from, is the FOMO push. I get it.
Yeah, I feel like the foam. I feel like crying about FOMO is like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm over that. I feel like we already did that.
And that's what I was gonna say. Is like he might be a little behind the push.
Yeah, it's definitely not FOMO anymore, man. Like we're not seeing crazy FOMO prices like we did.
And a lot of us serious collectors, like we don't earn our money off of the announcement. You don't make your money off the announcement. You make your money off of the FOMO of the announcement. And maybe that's his issue.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his issue because the thing is he's creating the FOMO at this point. And like it's almost like some weird self-fulfilling thing where I'm like,
did he get hit by FOMO? Has he been tainted in the past by FOMO? Comic Aussie says, I've chatted with Aaron, and yes, he's been collecting for a while. He carries some stuff from his past that may play part in this. Boom. That's what it is. And I'm okay with that. Listen, I get it. We all feel away sometimes when we get burned by things and people and this and that. And that has happened a lot lately. We see it a lot in a lot of the things that show up on the drama alert list. But here is something very interesting that showed up on the drama.
Fun person to get on here.
Yeah.
He would really be a fun person, and not in an attacky way, but like I feel like he has a reason to feel the way he feels. That might be a good like if you're a speculator and you want to listen to all sides of the fucking damn thing, this dude might be a guy that like you listen to all of us and him, you might have a really solid pinpoint idea.
I think that would help him. I think that would
I
help
should know
him.
this.
Well, I know who it's helped in the past.
I know it'd be amazing to have somebody that's that skeptical about certain things like on here, dude. He'd be a huge fucking addition.
It's really helped Nerdy Girl in the past, but Nerdy Girl is getting destroyed on this Reddit post, and this Reddit post. So on this Reddit post, this is very interesting because I was just reading it, right, and it really made me realize that the Whatnot crowd is such a small percent of what is really going on in comics. And somebody really wanted to tear up Nerdy Girl on this Reddit post. It says, these influencers, resellers can be real disgusting. And then they put up a picture of Nerdy Girl doing the giveaway. Well, it feels like the majority of these commenters are like, I don't even know who you're talking about. Like, who are you even talking about? One out of every 6 of them maybe says, oh, I think I know who that is. Oh, I think I've seen her before. The Whatnot crew is such a small, and when I say Whatnot crew, you guys know what I mean by that. The golden circle, the people who take most of the heat. It's such a small part of the comics world and the comics tent pole and the comics collecting pole. And this really shows you how small it is. So I just want to remind everybody about that like there is more drama in comics than just the Whatnot crew. And hopefully that's not what's like fueling his thing. We talk about drama in the other sports things all the time, including sports cards, right? And there has been some really crazy drama in sports cards lately, including some major thefts, right? This was posted from Gem Mint, not the Gem Mint you're thinking of.
No. Okay.
Yeah, where they talk about a collecting ring up in Canada. It says here, CETV reports that a string of local comic shop robberies and local card shop robberies in Ontario over the past year was finally put to a halt earlier today by authorities who received nearly 500,000 Canadian dollars in stolen Pokemon cards, high-end sports cards, and memorabilia. Holy cow, you guys. That is crazy. And
there's been a lot of robberies like in the collectible space.
Oh yeah,
just all over the place.
Dude. What's the shop in California?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
Southern Cal Comics.
Golden Apple.
Yeah,
Golden Apple.
Like twice in a month or whatever. Yeah,
well,
fucking nuts.
Well, how about this one? 82-year-old man charged with sale of fake Michael Jordan cards, you guys. Wow. An 82-year-old Colorado man was charged Wednesday with selling, trading fake Michael Jordan basketball rookie cards in a scheme that prosecutors said resulted in him making more than $800,000 over 4 years. So basically what this guy was doing was he was buying real Jordans and sending them in to get graded, and when they would come back, he would open the grading case and slip in a fake Jordan, and he would get away with this over and over, and he would trade them, right? He would trade them for Tom Brady rookies and stuff like that, and then sell the real stuff that he traded it for. And if you're trading them, people are thinking they're already getting a graded card. Well, we saw that happen the last month. Shout out Golden Age Guru, who was one of the people that talked about the fake slabs. CGC. Mickey, did you look into any of that? The fake CGC slabs?
Yeah, well, I caught some people talking about it and stuff, and I didn't cover it specifically, but like that was insane. That was crazy.
Yeah, bro. People can really get taken advantage by buying those slabs. Here's something interesting. Let's listen to what this lady has to say when she talks about it right here.
I just wanted to do a quick update about the Jordan cards that I posted about. They were in PSA slabs, but PSA did not grade them, allegedly, from what I have read. This old man Mayo guy, he was working with a group of people. He wasn't working alone, from what I've read. His cohorts have not been charged officially yet, but I imagine they will be. But they had authentic Jordan cards that they would grade, and then when they would get them back, they would take them out of the slabs and use those labels to create new slabs with fake Jordans. I see a lot of people getting upset.
Ouch. Ouch. That is hardcore, man. And that is probably one of the smarter things to do, unfortunately, because you don't have to worry about somebody sending it off to get graded and it coming back fake, right? They think it's already graded. They think it's good to go.
I mean, it makes it like there's the values, even with all those corrections of this last year or whatever, like the values are so high for all these collectibles. Like, I mean, it's just you're going to invite people to want to try stuff like this, like the fake slabs, counterfeit Jordans, all this stuff. Like
Didn't you
wild.
recently just go through something, Swag, where some guy tried to scam you?
Yeah, well, I did a trade thing that I got scammed for. And
Let's talk about that, because I'm glad you brought that up, Richie, because I wanted to ask Swag about what went down with that. Like, we really don't. I mean, I don't. A lot of people here don't really know the skinny on that. Let us know.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had like something more substantive to update with, but you know, I went into a trade, got scammed out of a trade for some comics, and you know, did a couple videos on it, and then I've gone through the whole legal process with it. Like, talked to a detective, gave the whole report on it. I got a private investigator involved, so have someone that I'm working with. But you know, I mean, it's like my case on the detective's desks is like, you know, stacked under a bunch of, you know, murder cases and stuff.
Sides and felony robberies. Yeah.
That said, like, you know, in the couple times I talked to him, like, I get the sense he has fun talking about it, because it's like kind of a, oh well, you know, this is like almost like a fun case for him. But yeah, it's still work in progress, and I've given them a bunch of info. But
what happened?
Is it LA County Sheriff or LAPD? Sorry, Brian.
It's actually Chicago precinct.
Chicago.
So, yeah.
So just let people in a little bit on kind of what happened.
Yeah. Long story short, found an Instagram, like, you know, following hashtags, right? Comic trading, things like that, hashtags like that. Found an Instagram account that had an X-Men 1 up for trade. And like, you know, a bunch of things that for sure needs lots of videos of like, don't do this, look for this red flag, look for this one. But this person seemingly had some interaction with other people that I know. I know one person behind the scenes that had actually acted with them that I didn't specifically talk about in my video. So I felt like there was maybe some trust. Got on the phone with him. We talked about it, negotiated it, did the whole thing. And, you know, and then I took that leap of faith, which was, hey, we're going to make this trade by mail. Now, I know a lot of people out there would be like, that's fucking stupid. Don't ever do something like that, which is, again, my mistake. But so I sent out my books one way. He sent his books his way. Long story short, obviously his books didn't show up. And, you know, once he had my stuff in hand, it was like he pawned it off, and then that was it.
Did he admit this to you? Because I remember I was trying to like stay in the loop of your story, but then things get lost in the shuffle. But I remember you saying something that at first he kept like pushing out the time, or he's like, yeah, I'll get back to you, this and that, and then he stopped. Okay,
because it was one of those things where it's like we sent at the same time we were talking on the phone, and he actually sent something. Like, it was there was a tracking number and everything, and the morning that it was supposed to arrive, it got flagged and sent back. And so I called him and talked to him. He's like, oh, I don't know what happened. Like, blah, blah, blah. So like we talked throughout the rest of the week, you know, while he was talking to me like, oh,
and he's saying he never got it.
Yeah. He was already, you know, doing his thing.
Why would they send it back? The only thing I could think of if they did that is if he made it way extra heavy.
That's probably a play, Richie, on his part,
or
right?
He ripped it open. He must
what I found out after when I talked to the USPS, what I found out is basically they won't disclose if you do a stop send of your mail. They won't disclose to the person receiving it why or like what happened. So He basically just sent something, an empty box, and then hit a stop send, and then that was it.
Are we exposing this guy yet, or what's? Are you just kind of just?
Probably
no, I put the Instagram account on blast and stuff in my videos and stuff.
Good.
I don't think there's been any activity since then.
Good. Well, here's the other thing. What did you send? Did you send graded books?
Yeah, I did send him some graded books.
Okay, so you have those numbers just in case.
Yeah, yeah, and not to keep rambling. So he did pawn them off to someone else on OfferUp. So there is a guy in Chicago who has my books, but he bought them from the scammer. So we're kind of in this
receptive stolen goods though. If goods weren't paid proper and whatever, so receptive stolen goods. So.
Yeah, I mean, technically he should send them to me because his grievance is with the scammer.
Yeah.
But I got to go through the legal process, and then again, it's like wait for.
And you have to step into that dude's shoes. Like he felt like he bought.
Yeah.
Rightfully, he did. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Man, that's a weird. That's a great point to bring up in a round table at some point to talk about that. Like, if you're in that position, do you like? At what point do you say, "Man, this is the right thing to do, is to give this guy his books back"? You know what I mean? Like, maybe make a deal with you, like, "Hey, like I'm out a bunch of money. Like, let's split it half and half, or that type of thing." Like, that would eat at me to be like, "Dude, I am fucking this guy. This guy got fucked over. I'm sitting on his books, but I still paid for him." Man, that's a shitty position to be in, dude.
Yeah, it is a shitty position, and it's like, I've tried to be respectful and stop. I've not like demanded that he send it back. I'm just like, I've left it open where it's like, well, hey, if you, obviously I would like you to do that, but I can't make you.
Well, let's show at least one time where they made things right, you guys. And a company that made things right is very surprising to me. I wouldn't expect it, that being Panini. Watch this.
Panini, what's going on? My one guaranteed autograph is an Elena Deladon.
Hold on.
But they forgot to put the sticker on.
Watch this again.
What's going on? My one guaranteed autograph is an Elena Deladon, but they forgot to put the sticker on.
Hell yeah for that kid.
This is awesome.
We've got a mail day from the one and only Panini America.
Oh, that didn't look very safe.
Yeah. Look at that box, bro.
We've got a little gift package. 2 Mosaic Baseball Choice boxes. You've got a Capstone Baseball Hobby box. My favorite product for football, Classics H2. The brand new Rookies and Stars. And a Prism Basketball Draft Picks box.
That's a lot.
Watch.
An Elena Deladon auto with the auto. Another Elena Deladon auto with the auto. Another Elena Deladon auto with the auto. This one's numbered to 50. We got a Diana Taurasi auto. Brianna Stewart auto. Sabrina auto. And a Sue Bird auto. Thank you, Panini.
Damn.
That's cool, dude. How cool is that?
Yeah, it gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, same with me, man. That's great. I love seeing stuff like that. So don't worry, you guys. Sometimes Drama Alert ends with good news every once in a while.
Yeah, just make sure you send me my LaMelo fucking card.
Yeah, amen. So, all right, that is Drama Alert this week, you guys. I thought that was a fun little story to end it off on. All right, let's get into some pickups. You guys got any pickups?
Oh my God! I have the pickups of all pickups, but you should let somebody else go first.
All right, who wants to go
wakes
first?
up. Oh my!
Oh my God! I woke up.
All right,
who's going first?
Mickey, you got any pickups?
I could show something. Yeah, I'll show something.
All right, we'll wait for him to grab some. Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and unbox these two real quick.
Ooh.
I got a mystery box. Got a mystery box. I had it from Mystery Box Monday, but I got some cards instead in the mail, so I'll just so this right here, I've been a subscriber to these guys. It's nothing big. It's $30 a month, and they just send you, if you're a subscriber, they send you one extra variant. Sometimes it's a ratio, like a foil or some kind of crazy exclusive. And I mainly I read these. Once in a while, I get some keys. Like I got Werewolf by Night 1, Jake Gomez, and then I got the 1 in 50 was my extra variant. But mostly these are just like readers. But this one feels a little different, this package. So I don't know. Maybe I won the grand prize. The grand prize was a Hulk 181, by the way.
He's on YouTube. He definitely won the grand prize.
So I didn't. But this is the box. I like it. They spent a lot of money in the box. I guess they would be able to give you better books if they didn't spend some money in the box. I think it's cool. And here you go. So they give you this swag, no pun intended. Right here. It's like stickers. I love The Simpsons and Super Mario Brothers, so that's pretty cool. Put that on my computer. Okay, so here's the first one.
Ooh, I like that.
Catwoman 51. And it looks like it's cover A. Okay. Let's see here. Sketchbook, Stormbreakers. That's pretty cool. I'm no Picasso, but I like to draw, so I'll probably destroy that book. I never heard of this shit. Strike Force Morituri. Can you survive a walk in the garden? Is that like a what if like spinoff?
Who knows? Yeah.
Oh wow, check this out. I've never heard of this, but guess what? I really like this book because it's Marvel Comics On the Fireline Terror, guest starring the Punisher, and he's wearing this like he's like a zombie.
That's badass, dude.
Is that the first zombie Punisher?
That's cool as hell. Shout out to Comic Man Andy.
Here's one. Brian probably knows about it. Legion of Superheroes 0.
No, don't.
Okay. He knows a lot about DC. That's why I said that. Okay, here is Something is Killing the Children number 29.
Nice.
And they put all these in Mylars and fullbacks too. Sometimes they doubled the halfbacks, but this one was option for a while. It's seen some peaks and valleys, but I'm sure it's like a dollar book now. Night Crawlers is, I think this is a variant, but it's a really nice variant. And it's got my girl on there, X23, but I think she's a hybrid with Nightcrawler or something like that. And then whoa. Okay, I was like, holy shit, it's the same setting, but no, it's a color version. Damn.
That's my favorite one, dude. I like that one.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. Blue balls. Speculation blue balls. Black Cat 1. I don't know.
How much are these mystery boxes?
$30 a month.
That's not bad.
And then and this one right here, I think this is the extra variant I got for being a subscriber. It's a Ryan Stegman Bloodline. So there's that, and then there's the box, and then here's the other box I wanted to open up. Now, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to my channel, but if you're not, you should, because I pop up once in a while when I see a book selling really early, a FOC pick, whatever. This was already a pre-ordered book, but this is not a lot of people were talking about it. It was on the Hot 10 this week. It was Wakanda 4 second print, and I went live as soon as I was on. I'm not going to mention the name, but I was on a big retailers, and as soon as they loaded next week's books, I had 10 in my cart, 2 on the way from pre-FOC order, and I couldn't check out. It just kept kicking me out, and then it was 1 per. And then that book ended up on Ben's list. But let's see if it's in this box here. Wakanda 4 second print. I know I did get 2 orders, 1 per, so I have that. Here it is, right here. There's 1. Yeah, so I was there early. Waiting for the sucker, and people were just destroying each other to get 10 in their carts. Kim, I like how it says her introducing Kim.
That's a good
pretty
book.
dope.
That's a great spec play. You can get them for cheap.
And then I got this because it was $5.79. I think it was like a fine copy. And then I really like this MCU. I think this MCU cover is different. I think it's a David Nakayama cover. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Good stuff. All right.
It was like that Kimmei one when you were doing your breakdown of the Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider second print.
Yeah,
I noticed like Marvel's has been doing that a lot, right? Where they had the second print and they put the character on it, like they did with Tosin and her and now Cosmic Ghost Rider or whatever.
Riri Williams.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, you know, a lot of times, as soon as you catch one or two of those, you're like all hot and heavy on the FOC list, and you won't see that for like, you know, a few FOC lists a week, a month on in. Just some second prints. The cover has nothing to do with the new character, and you're like, what are they thinking? You know, and then you give up, and all of a sudden you miss a big one. So I try to keep an eye out.
All right, you ready, Mickey? I keep on.
Yeah, so this one, it's a little pre-opened because
right,
I opened off camera, so I'll fake the unboxing here. But
Right on.
this one was from he goes by Sin City Comics with an X on Instagram. He's got a YouTube, and they have a live show where they talk about Marvel trading cards, and we were just talking about them, and I was telling him how I love the Lizard and some of the metal stuff. And he was like, "Oh, I have one of those extra cards. Like, you should just have it." So he sent this to me just for free, just for, you know, saying, "Hey, good job on the channel." But I got this. You guys know these ones? The ones.
Yeah,
that's the Flare Ultras.
Yeah, the Flare Ultra.
the
This
Flare
one's
Ultras.
the Lizard, the red one. And so I'm working my way up. You know, I'm trying to get the Marvel Flare Ultra cards.
Definitely short print. Yeah, nice.
So he sent this. These ones are awesome. You know, so they're numbered number 78 of 99. There you go.
That's cool, man.
Hell yeah, man. Nice.
Very cool. That's a nice pickup.
I like the Flare Ultras. Have you guys seen the Flare Ultras? They just came out, the Avengers one.
Yeah,
They just dropped
phenomenal.
on retail and hobby. I
Phenomenal
like the
card.
Flare Ultras better than the Upper Deck. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Foils were done better. I don't know. The cards were just done better. They're good. They're good. Great cards.
Jonathan, you got any pickups, brother?
I don't really think so. I don't
You're
think
too
I've
busy
picked up a
slanging,
book
dude.
I'm gonna go mobile.
I'm
I
busy
get them-
putting it. I'm busy putting together books and new stuff for us. You know, with
There you go.
Yeah.
publishers and
Well, we'll get to that before we end the show. So don't forget that. Keep that on the tip of your tongue. All right, James. Let's see what you got here.
You got to go mobile, baby. We got to go mobile. Hive mobile.
I love it.
You
Rip
like
cam,
that?
baby.
Like, we got Darth Vader 2, second print. This is the Hive. Darth Vader 3, second print. DOT 14, color. Vampirella. This is the Scorpion Comics version, limited to like 300. Of course, got our Bartling. What's first place from here? We Live. This is old school, guys. I don't know if you guys realize, like early variant for Hive. We got the color and the black and white, right? New Agents of Atlas. That's the second print New Agents of Atlas 1.
This next book, you got to hold up. Hold that book
That
up.
one?
Yeah, hold that book up real quick. I want to see it.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, that's beautiful, dude.
A foil?
Yeah.
No.
Is that Radiant Black? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Radiant Black foil, limited to like 300.
It's gorgeous.
We've sold 5 of those. Here's a big one. You
That's
guys
a
ready
big
for
one.
this?
No, yeah. Nice.
This is
Tough
what?
9.8.
Our second or third 9.8.
Tough
Yeah.
9.8, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
Tough fucking 9.8.
Mhm.
That Marvel paper with black edges. Oh my god. I did not, when that came back in 9.8, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, it looked perfect, but I still didn't expect it. I was so blown away.
Gargoyles.
We had the Gargoyles one. This is the one they sent the card out for CGC, where you could send it in for signature series, the one in 250. They came back in 9.8. Of course, I found one more copy of Crossover 1.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
Yeah, so we got a Crossover 1.
Is that John
9.8.
Jang? Who is that? Is that
what?
Who's the cover art on it?
Oh, Bartling?
Bartling? Okay.
I like Bartling.
Is that 9.8? And then I got my PC sub. So a lot of this is already listed on eBay, but I sent some biggies into
that was a
PC.
John Gallagher cover.
That's what I thought. Yeah. It's either Jiang or Gallagher. Ooh, look at those.
So Grim 1 per store.
I like that One Punch Man.
Spider Punk.
10, 9.8.
Mm-hmm.
One Punch Man, 9.8.
Nice.
Del
Ace 10, 1 in 25, 9.8.
We're just talking about that book, right?
Yeah.
Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood, 1 in 25. Hellboy Seeds of Destruction. This is the Comics Pro.
Yeah, that's a tough book.
That's like a $400 or $500 book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Agents Batlist 3, 1 in 25.
I love that cover.
Spider, this is the animation variant, like 1 in 10.
You got some bangers back. Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I love the Spider-Man right here.
25 second print.
Ooh,
Spider-Man.
I love that.
This is the. This is
Tony Fleece.
The 1 in 25, right?
Tony Fleece.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, Thrawn 6. I have 1, 2, and 3 are already listed on eBay in 9.8. This is the 6, which is actually first appearance, but it's not a well-known first appearance, so they don't annotate it. So this
I love
one
the
might
book
be a
above
hold
it.
for right now until the Thrawn series comes out. The my favorite Miles Morales cover.
Me too,
My
bro.
absolute favorite. I've got 2 copies, both 9.8. I'm holding one. This is a foreign J. Scott Campbell cover. A foreign Amazing Spider-Man 4, which there's actually Hive has one listed right now on eBay. We started it at $1.
Nice.
And it's numbered to 333. Like there's only 333 copies of this, and there's one active right now on eBay. The ASM Captain America 25, of course. Classic Sam Wilson's first as Cap.
What about those prism blasters?
Oh, that? You don't want to know nothing about that.
Oh yeah, baby.
Those.
Beautiful.
Right? Those are going on sale next week on Whatnot. If you guys want these, they're listed, man. They're already up there. You guys go find those. And then, of course, we've got the Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimile by our really good friend
Dennis
over at
Wonder World. Very cool, bro.
Yeah, dude, huge pickups this week.
Not bad.
Huge. Tons of Hive pickups, lots of books. Jonathan's got even more stuff that's going to be dropping. Tomorrow we're going to do a split sale.
Yeah.
A lot of the books I just showed are going to be up there.
Here's
And
a good
then Jonathan got a ton of shit in that's going to be going. Yeah, Pop Kills. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've sold like 5 of these.
Mama.
I want the original, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, for real.
Yeah. All right,
They
Josh.
had them during that sale. They had them up on the website for like $1,000.
What goodies you got this week there, Josh?
All right, so I got this guy in the mail the other day. It's that
What's that? We can't even read it.
Yeah, Uncle Scrooge 295. This is from Sweden.
The banned book.
Yeah, so I figured I would.
A band book?
Yeah.
Is that like racist or something?
Yeah, they just
Yes.
banned it the other day.
Yes, this is Bombi,
Yeah,
Bombi the Zombie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this in, which is dope. This is how this book should have been printed. Yeah.
That is cool as shit.
That looks great with the
That
Japanese
looks
characters
amazing.
or whatever. they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
It's cool when
makes
like
sense.
the
It's in
international
Japanese.
books have the theme correct.
Yes, exactly. I got this in the mail the other day. This is from Sweden as well. This is TMNT #1. This was done in 1987. So
Have you guys?
I think as far
Did you guys happen to hear that cartoonist Kayfabe had Peter Laird and Eastman on, and they talked about old school turtle stories? It was awesome, dude. You guys should check it out.
Yeah. Because I'd like to. This was done like what? So 3 years after. So we're pretty sure this is the first international printing of TMNT 1. I'd like to know if it was even like authorized, just because it was so early.
Really, 3 years for 3 years later for an international.
Yeah, and just being like how indie it was.
Like international current, like I mean that's pretty current for international.
So this is the first appearance of My Neighbor Toro.
It's beautiful
in Japan. Yeah. So this
Cool.
was the Animage magazines that they did back in like the 80s and 90s. This is the first for anyone that's like a anime head. This is the first Valley of the Wind, which was like the story that started Studio Ghibli. And then I picked up this Akira one because you got to get that. So
Nice.
thought that was pretty dope. Some Gundam, just because it was a dope cover. So, and then Neon Genesis. So I just picked up a few of these Dirty Pair.
That's a cool book.
Another Akira.
Are those comic books or are the manga anime, or are they graphic novel trade paperback?
So these are just like Animage, which was just like they have like comic strips in them and stuff like that. But these are. I wish I bought a bunch of these because I thought that maybe I could get them graded, but I think they're too big to get graded. So we'll see. That's all I got.
Not bad, dude. Not bad at all. All right, I got a couple this week, which I'm pretty stoked about. Chad, I am still waiting for your stuff, and I really hope it didn't get lost in the mail because he's a little worried that it got lost in the mail, but I'm really looking forward to it if it didn't. And either way, I appreciate you immensely, brother. You already know that, so I will be checking constantly for it. But this is the Super Bowl magazine program that Nate, shout out Trial by Gods, got for me. And really, really cool. I want to show a Trial by Gods pickup, even though he's not here. I'll show that after I'm done here. But beautiful foil cover. Look at that. Super thick. Really, really cool. It's just beautiful the way they did the cover on this. So almost holographic. Shout out to Wonder World Comics, dude. My dad came over the other day, and he showed up the door, and he's holding a box.
Is that Brian? Well, who is that? Brian Leach?
No. So he's holding a box in his hand. I'm like, what is that? And sure enough, it's from Dennis. And I'm like, what did Dennis send me? So I opened it up, and there's a Mark Messier.
It's from me, bro.
Is this from you?
Yes, that's why I was asking. I was going to tell Dennis before this. I was going to go, hey, Dennis, I think I bought something for Brian from you on Amazon.
Dude, this makes me feel even better then, bro, because I was like, what the fuck? And you kept telling me, dude, it says it got delivered, and you said from Amazon, and this says from Wonder World Comics.
Yeah, because that's a secondary platform.
That's hilarious.
Dude, this is great, bro. Too. Dude, I was so stoked over this, dude. Thank you so much, Richie. That is badass, dude.
I couldn't remember if I was sending you Messier or Leach. I couldn't because there was both in my cards. I do that, so
I like the Messier better.
You guys probably do it too. So like all the people you hang out with, your people, your family, you know what they're looking for. You see it for a good deal, you put it in your cart, right? But you end up not buying it.
I wonder if Dennis even knew that he was shipping to me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Shout out to Richie for fucking coming through, man. That makes me feel even better.
Shout out to Dennis, man. He was accurate on the condition, and Wonder World Comics. That's your Amazon go-to.
All right. Comics addiction. Freaking blew me away, you guys. So, I'm glad Jonathan's here for this.
Yep. All
right, here we go. So, Comics Addiction sent me a package, and it was like the never-ending gobstopper of comics packages, right? And some of these I'm going to give away, I think. Shout out to Hive Comics. He sent me another great Hive Comics variant. Right? He sent me this badass Mr. T-Force with the card. So I was stoked about that. Neil, the Sandman photo variant from Netflix.
I love that.
New Agents of Atlas #1. My favorite Bad Idea book, The Whalesville.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Drew over at Wanted Comics. He sent me the Haha issue 2 Gallagher variant. And check out these, you guys. So he threw this in there. The Wu-Tang book from Wizard. And this book, shit. I've never seen this. So Comics Addiction, man, you're amazing, dude. Like, this keeps going. I'm not done yet. This Squid Girl book. Have you ever seen this?
Never.
Squid Girl. And I don't know Hoffman maybe? I don't know, dude, but that's a crazy book. I would have totally picked this up if I'd have seen it so perfect. But That doesn't even touch the coolest part. All right. He sent me 2 slabs. He said, give away or keep them, whatever you want to do. I really love the shows, and I wanted to say thank you, what I could. Thanks, man. And he tells me what strain he's smoking, so I appreciate that. It's called, what do we used to call it when people, when everybody that bums cigarettes, and you ask them what strain they're smoking, and they're always bumming cigarettes. I forget what we used to call those. Somebody else's. He's smoking somebody else's.
Oh yeah, I get it.
All right.
Cool.
So he gave me this. Something is Killing the Children, number 9. The second printing, 9.8.
That's dope.
A 9.6 Champions, number 1.
Dope.
All right.
Nice.
Those are all awesome, right? Keeps going. He said, this guy is an amazing artist that has been at his local comic shop since he's been a patron. He loves his art and thought that we may like it. This is the first and second covers of this guy. His name is Mike Alexi. He said the comic shop is Golden Age 1942 is his comic shops. So check these out. This is the artist, and this guy's badass. Look at this.
Wow.
Nice.
Just beautiful. And then this is another one. So beautiful art to have with just pencil. So really, really cool. But that's not even the best part. Check this out, dude. This is gonna blow you guys away. And old school fans of Modern Comic Mayhem and Beyond Wednesdays is gonna love this. And so will Jonathan, I think. Well, let me show this one first. How about a Dolly Parton exclusive cover? All right. All right. Here's the book. The Book of Books. If you guys remember, I used to do a segment called Wizard Rewind. And in an old school Wizard Rewind, one things that Wizard used to do is they would do like the crazy book of the month or the crazy items that sell on eBay, and there would always be like one comic, and this comic was in there. Crack Baby.
Oh, shit.
And we looked it up at real time, and there was only one copy available on eBay. And I tried to buy it, and so did a couple other people that were on live, and it got bought out before we could buy it. Well, guess
What's
who
on
got it?
almost 10 or something?
I jumped on Amazon and I bought one, and then they emailed me and they were like, "Oh, we don't actually have this."
Yeah.
Oh.
And
wow.
and Nick from Comics Addiction on IG was the person that bought it on eBay, and he sent it to me, man. And this is so cool. This is such a cool book right here, you guys. This is gonna go on the wall behind me. This is one of those Beyond Wednesdays. Yes, one of the Beyond Wednesday books. Yeah, Crack Baby by Psychic Donut, the world's most lovable drug addict. Crack Baby. So make sure you guys check out Comics Addiction on IG. He's got a great IG page, and he's got a great collection he's building up. So that was very, very cool. Speaking of our boy Nate, Trial by Gods, I want to kind of take away his thunder for a second here and show one of his pickups.
It's not possible.
It is impossible. You're right.
It's impossible.
He's just got the amazing stuff. So this is a pickup that he picked up. And you guys know Nate's a big Star Wars guy. Well, one of the things about Star Wars that we talk about a lot about on this channel is how rare it is to find Slave Leia collectibles, right? Disney and Marvel or Star Wars has said that they're not going to reproduce any Slave Leia items, this and that. And this was really cool that Nate put this up. There we go. Let's go ahead and put this up here. So he put this post up. He said, the figure that should have been included in the original Jabba the Hutt action playset, and he's 100% right about that, would be a vintage version of Slave Leia, right? Well, they never made one. And Stan Solo Creations on IG, who's a custom action figure builder, made one, and Nate got it. And I thought this was such a cool post to think about. The craziest thing ever, that the most important moment in the whole, scenes with Jabba and, this action playset was the fact that Slave Leia was standing there with him, right? Like that was one of the best parts of the whole thing. And they did not include that figure in any of those old school things. They only did it a couple of times. They did it with that vintage series that's worth so much, that's so tough to find, and stuff like that. So I thought this was just really, really cool. Shout out to Trial by Gods. Great pickup. All right. Very cool stuff. Thank you, everybody, for... Listen, you guys that send in these AOKs and everything, it means a lot to us whenever it happens. It's super cool. You guys know I appreciate it a ton. Richie's always sending me cool shit. I'll just go outside and there'll be like bags and boards or something, and it'll be perfect timing. So I appreciate that, Richie. Thank you. And thanks for Wonderworld for packing that immensely well and sending it fast enough. Again, Chad, we are definitely waiting in the mail for that other piece. So, all right, before we end it, you guys, I want to do our final IG art segment of the week. But before we do, I want to shout out our favorite sponsors of the channel, including, where did it go? Including Hive Comics. Jonathan was just about to start talking about some goodies that you guys got coming up. What do you guys got coming up?
Oh, man. Monday we sell a Jen Bartel cover for the 25th anniversary of 300, Frank Miller's 300.
Yeah, in case any of you guys haven't heard of it.
There we go. Chad Cave says gassy. Perfect timing.
Chad, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Guys, this is as far as Hive goes, this is our pinnacle. This is like the coolest thing we've ever fucking done. There you go. This was in the works from last year. This has been a long time coming, and we fortunately enough with this, I don't know if a lot of you guys don't know this, but like Frank Miller does not sign. He doesn't sign a lot. He doesn't go to a lot of conventions to sign. He does a lot. He goes to conventions to do panels. He doesn't go to conventions to sign books. But we will actually on Monday have a limited opportunity for signature series CGC for these by Frank Miller, and we're working on double signed. Working on double signed. So, but the cool thing about it is we found out recently that these will have custom labels for our signature.
Ooh, for CGC?
So these will have custom 300, 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary. 25th anniversary 300 labels through CGC. And we're like one of two retailers that you could possibly get these through. So, I mean, this is like... Guys, as a Frank Miller fan, like that's what I grew up on. Like you guys don't even understand how bad I'm geeking out over the fact that I get to sit down with this man to get these books signed.
Dude, so, this is perfect for a metal copy right here.
Bro, and we have medals.
Shout out to AOA. Gifted memberships.
So guys, here's the deal. If you guys go on our website, you guys can go you can sign up right now. Like go to our Instagram, go to our Facebook. There's a way to sign up for our email or our text message alerts, right? And I'll drop it in the chat here in a minute. So you guys will be the first to know when this goes available on Monday. Now, when you buy this label. Yeah. When you guys buy this, I want you to, in the comments, mention that you got it from here. Because what my plan is, mention you got it from Beyond Wednesdays, right? What our plan is if at least 5 or 10 of you guys go in there and buy this, we're going to drop one on Brian. We're going to drop a signature series on Brian to give away at a later date.
Ooh.
So we'll drop him a nice little single or double sig. Like if we get Jen on this too, we're gonna drop a double sig on Brian to give away later to the Discord or here on channel. So if you guys aren't on the Discord, get on the Discord.
Wow.
But we're gonna figure out something cool to do with it, and I'll drop the link. I'll drop something in the channel. I'll drop the link to sign up for the text alert. I'll drop it in the channel here in just a minute. But
yeah, definitely put it in the private chat, James.
I'm actually dropping it right now. There's the phone number, and you want to text giveaway.
Okay, so here's the phone number, you guys, for everybody that wants to get on this. The phone
And you
number.
just text giveaway, and it adds you into the. We do giveaways. We're gonna start doing giveaways like every 2 to 3 weeks. We're gonna give away something cool to all of our text subscribers. So
There you guys go. Giveaway is the number. Here you guys go that are watching. There's the number. And when you text that number, text giveaway. And shout out to AOA who just gifted more memberships. So congratulations to whoever gets those memberships, you guys. If you haven't set up your YouTube to be awarded gifted memberships, all you have to do is click the little AOA's little gift there in the chat and select the ability to gift AOAs. So that's awesome. Congrats. Snizzlepop just became a sponsor. Appreciate you. Snizzlepop, a.k.a. Comics Addiction. All right. That is very cool, you guys, man. That's awesome. Congrats.
bro, it's amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool. All right, so that's shout out to Hive Comics. Make sure you guys go check them out. Hive Comics on hive-comics.com. And there we go, another gifted membership. Hive Comics, hive-comics.com or Hive Comics on IG, hive-comics.com or hive-comics on IG. And then shout out also to Wanted Comics that I saw this from Wanted Comics. The John Jang something, what is this? Is this World Tree #1, John Jang?
Yeah.
Are you guys part of this?
No.
Look at this. Holy cow, man. I know you
Jang
guys have
killed
done work with John Jang before.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
And with Drew.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
We've done a lot of stuff with Drew, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful one, you guys. Wanted Comics with an X. Make sure you guys wait for this. Go pick it up. You guys can find it at wantedcomicswithanx.com. Just great stuff over there. Always putting out bangers. One of the best retailers in the game, or we wouldn't be talking about them. Just like Hive Comics and just like Bird City Comics, putting out some new books. Also, always got beautiful new books out. They've got some interesting stuff coming up in the works too, so we're waiting to hear about that. But I thought it was very interesting what they got going on. So make sure you guys check out Bird City Comics. Also, don't forget to check out Nearing Nerdvana on YouTube. I know Mickey was on there the other night. How'd your show go over at Nearing Nerdvana?
Yeah, I got the chance to be on their show for the first time, which was a lot of fun. So
Dude, yeah.
really happy to been given the chance.
They're amazing over there. Love what they're doing. I'm very proud of them and what they have accomplished, and how good they have become at creating content and podcasting. It's very, very cool to watch them. So
Definitely.
Shout out Nearing Nirvana, check them out, and shout out Bird City Comics. Also, you guys, Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, CBSN, by my OG, my sensei, Jesse James Comics, who is absolutely amazing. Make sure you guys go sign up over at Comic Book Shopping Network. They have retailers around the country, around the world, selling all different times. Right now, Tony Corona is live. I don't know who that is, but it looks like he's got some great books available. I will be selling there every week, every Monday from 5 p.m. Eastern till 7 p.m. Eastern-ish. I'm just getting started, so I'm not really selling a ton of stuff the last couple times. I've just been jumping on. I'm still waiting for people to kind of realize I'm over there. Don't get very many people over there, but I'm going to start dual streaming, so that's going to be a lot of fun to start doing that. But Binge Bar is what Jesse does every week, and this is also ran by Jen King over at Space Cadet. So a lot of great opportunities to get a lot of great books over there. There's AOA hooking up Smoke Ghost. Smoke Ghost just became a sponsor thanks to AOA. And Roy Batty That's awesome. Very, very cool. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, there we go, you guys. Comic Book Shopping Network. Very, very cool stuff. Make sure you guys check them out. All right, let's get into the IG art goodies. Let's go to saved. Okay, so some very cool artists that have blown me away recently that I want to talk about. This being one, check this out. You guys know I love skulls, and this is very, very cool from, I don't know how to say this, MEOTILICN-H, but these are called skull bombs, and they look badass, and I love that type of art, so very, very cool with that. I thought this was pretty cool. Gusto Art, Little Shop of Us acrylic on panel. I love that with the mushrooms and Mario, since the other day was Mario Day. So I thought that was very cool stuff. Also, I want to shout out our boy, Art by Fitz. I know he's on here somewhere. Where is he? Well, before we do that, let's shout out Yuko Smith with this gorgeous Scream sketch. Yuko is my favorite sketch artist. He continues just to kill it every con he goes to and every commission he does. Beautiful, beautiful work. I wish this guy would do more covers. He's a sketch god, but he needs to do more covers, that's for sure. Thought this was very interesting from Jim Lee. Jim Lee put this out. Remember, we all start from the beginning. I drew this when I was 12 or 13 years old. Could you imagine owning that? Jim Lee's OG. Yeah.
First work.
Yeah. First work ever.
Yeah.
How many of us made comic books when we were kids like this? Like, I know I did that with Ninja Turtles. When Ninja Turtles came out, me and my buddy wanted to make like Ninja Turtle comics. So we made like little Ninja Turtle comics that my mom still has. Did you guys do that?
I was never really like a drawer. Like you know how like some people were like so good at doodles and stuff like that, you know, when we were young. I was never very good at it, but yeah, I might have like a couple things like that, you know.
I love it, dude. I love shit like
probably
that.
Terrible.
And it's cool when we see art by it too. All right, here's some interesting stuff. A tattoo that I saw that was beautiful. This is by Monster Crawling. It's a design. This is what pisses me off. I see so many freaking designs of tattoos on IG that aren't real. That pisses me off. And I mean, it's great art, but I don't want to see a tattoo design. I want to see the tattoo. All right.
Yeah.
James Kreider, a.k.a. Brains, has another great IG account. Make sure you follow him. But I love this Adam Hughes Lady Death variant. Beautiful. Very, very cool. There's the John Jang art right there. Hold on, I got more. Art by Fitz. My boy. Art by Fitz. Amazing artist. Been on the channel before. One of the first IG art spotlights artists that has been on here. He put this out. It's called Sweet Teeth. It's a 24 by 36 inch mixed media on canvas, and it is awesome. What a great, great idea. Great, great piece of work right here. Man, really, really good.
Yeah, that's super fun.
He also did this. Check this out. This is really, really good too. He said, got a new iPad, so I cleaned up some old sketches. NBA Street King of the Courts. He's got such a great style about him. Yeah, I love. And I know Hive has been wanting to get a hold of him for a while. So Fitz, hit up the Hive boys. This guy is amazing. Go check him out. All right, hold on. I think I got like a couple more on the IG art thing. Is that it? Oh, dude, look at this Jeff DeCall. I have never seen that.
That's cool.
Oh my God. That is absolutely beautiful. That's one of the most beautiful Green Lantern pieces I've ever seen.
Jeff that's DeCall. Awesome.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, hold on here. Trish Forstner. Much love and thoughts and prayers go out to Trish Forstner for losing her great fur baby, which is, there's nothing worse than losing a dog, and she had to put her beautiful, I think it was like a husky mix, maybe, Eve, great, beautiful dog companion pet to her for a long time. And I just thought this was very interesting to have her put this post out. She said, I turned in 4 covers this week, so time to post some other art for a change. This is one of my favorite pieces that I've done over the years. Mrs. Brisby is a great character. I really wish I had more time to draw stuff like this. Anyways, here is this. I'm going to get back to posting art soon, but I'll still be posting about Eve. I miss her too danged much. And I want to cry when I read that. So very, very sad.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. All right. This is an artist that I found that is badass. He goes by Donovan.Alex. I don't know if his name is Alex Donovan or Donovan Alex, but this is gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle scratch character. One of the toughest figures to find. He is a grail piece for figure collectors. And this is just a beautiful art piece by him, a digital pinup. But check out some of this dude's art. I really like this guy's art. I'm just going to scroll through some of these. Very cartoony, like in a style that I really like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, look at that. Casey Jones. He does Ninja Turtle stuff. Look how beautiful and good this piece is. The old school figures, Usagi. Like, he's got a really cool style about him, especially for Ninja Turtle stuff. So what I would suggest, if there's anybody out there that's going to be doing a turtle book soon, maybe you might want to look into getting this guy to do some action figure, not JTC style variants, but like little plays on the old school action figures for the turtle characters, because this is good shit. There's James. What are you doing, dude? Oh, he's smoking. Good for him. All right, I'm gonna put you on mute. Next, let me show you this. There's a cool variant right there he did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? Look at that Thundercats. This guy is badass. Scooby-Doo characters. And he does some non-cartoon, but I love this. Look at that. Jason and Freddy as turtles. Mike Myers, not Jason.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's just, I like his art. So make sure you guys.
It's like it's really fun.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know what it is about cartoony, like this type of style of cartoon art. Like if it's too cartoony, I'm not a fan of it, but this is just enough for me. So really love that scratch piece. Beautiful stuff.
We grew up on that. And if it's done well, it's amazing.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, man. I think that's what it is. It's very nostalgia oriented stuff, that is cool. And I want to end it again on you guys and remind everybody to go check out Swagglehaus's Kickstarter. Make sure you guys go give it throw some money at it, give it some extra backing, enjoy what you get out of it, and we're going to be continuing to keeping an eye on it and see where it goes and what cool stuff comes from it. But this is pretty cool, man, and I'm proud to see that you actually pulled it off and you saw it through, and I can't wait to see where it goes, dude.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. All right. Finally, I want to shout out our boys over at Saturday Night Special. Our boy Sam, who's got a great dodgeball league out here in Phoenix, and he puts out great content like this, getting hit in the face with a dodgeball. Triple D dodgeball. You gotta give a guy a lot of respect for putting up a video of him getting slammed in the face by a dodgeball. So shout out to Sam. But Sam, there's some drama that I might have to put you on the drama alert segment because there's another dodgeball poster out there. Here we go.
If you show up to an adult dodgeball game and someone is rocking compression sleeves and gloves, get the fuck out of there, dude. You're about to die. If you show up to an adult dodgeball game and someone is rocking compression sleeves and gloves, get the fuck out of there, dude. You're about to die.
So go check out your local dodgeball league, you guys. That being said, we are out of here. Much love. We'll see you next time. Peace.